time I fall, I pick myself again. I do everything I can. You and I meant to be. Sun is up, light is free. Every time I fall, every time I fall, I pick myself again. I do everything I can. You and I meant to be. Sun is out, light is free. The loving on where we travel to, in the planet lies all the truth we hide.
Everyone, welcome. It's NIP versus No Fear 5. We're here for your second qualifier semi-final. The winner of this matchup makes it through to the Girl Gamer Festival in Ceuta, Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. And wow, we've got NIP Impact taking on No Fear 5. These two teams have got history in ESO Impact Season 2. But we'll get into that in just a moment because we're going to kick things off with this pistol. Set utility play already by Elizabeth. Oh, well, for No Fear 5, they're making inroads up towards short quite quickly here.
Yeah, player out towards long as well, and it's wide open. Everyone's over towards the B-bomb side for NIP. They are playing retake into this round. So short is taken for free. That bomb can be planted wherever they so choose. They're actually going to go for the short plant, which, yeah, okay, Victoria does rethink that. Probably better to go for the open plant where her players can support.
Look at this. Everyone is coming up short for NIP Impact, apart from Sevenlicious. This is going to be a very difficult retake, just waiting in and amongst the smokes, and now they set to make their move. Astra leading the charge, Mini with a good grenade. Tatty's been brought down quite low.
Sevenlicious just pushing all the way up, though, removed after she gets one. Mini gets one in response, though, so the players, well, actually, with Victoria doubling up, that's huge. Fatal is able to deal, well, actually, no. Shu gets that killing blow onto Pullux, so No Fear 5 pick up the pistol. That retake started to look pretty good, but Victoria doubling up from Goose really brought it around for No Fear 5.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you've got the flanking from Shu, and then you've got NIP just force it through short. Sevenlicious tries to make it work through ramp, but only gets one. And then from there, No Fear 5 are really quite spread out. It gives them a lot of angles just to focus that one position, and it's very difficult for them just to get back in. But nevertheless, they will convert it, No Fear 5, and that's an early pistol round, which is so important, especially on this T side of Dust 2. These teams quite like playing each other on the same veto, and we've got a similar story here. It's Dust 2 to kick things off, then Vertigo, and that decider will be Overpass if we need it. Just an eco here for the ninjas. Just the USPs. Pullux takes first contact. Victoria won't mind that too much. And, well, for No Fear 5, they're just grouping. Just waiting to see if NIP Impact are going to make a mistake.
Well, looking unlikely at this stage. Fatal gets, oh, actually, only one. And he is able to trade that out immediately. Pullux, oh, thing comes through. It's actually a team kill. Taddy, she takes out her teammate. Astra's found Shu as well. This is all starting to fall apart. Suddenly, Astra finds another. It's all now onto Taddy, and Astra's somehow dodging all these bullets with the USP, swinging up for a triple kill. That is unbelievable.
That is not what is supposed to happen in rounds like this. Astra, what a performance. No Fear 5 immediately shut out. And that's a full USP win. NIP Impact didn't invest a penny.
Unbelievable. I can't believe they pulled that off. That's not a round that should ever happen. But a bit of tepidness from No Fear 5 as they made their way out long. They lost Fatal in mid, who was on that recon mission with the MAC-10. She goes down, and they feel like they're a little bit worried then about if they're walking into the stack or not. Because normally you send off that one player to scout that information out. Without the information, Astra's able just to exploit in the chaos. The team kill also probably not helpful in the mix as well.
No, definitely adds up, doesn't it? But I tell you what, take nothing away from Astra and her performance there. Just incredible. Now it's a bit more of a spread default for No Fear 5, making their way through the mid doors. Astra this time is caught off guard. That's an AK that could potentially be recovered. Fatal and the gang looking to reset in towards mid, but Jenkins holding strong.
Yeah, Jenkins does not want to allow them to take that control or pick up that AK, so she's going to continue to hold. Doesn't need to worry about the B tunnels. That's being held. Victoria, she definitely is keen on it. She's dropped the mid to B smoke. She's going to start to put a bit of pressure on that nade, going to keep her at bay though. And now the rest of the team starts to make their way up short. Just the one defender here, one out long as well. And a good tag on the Sevenlicious doesn't bring her down, so she can still stand fighting here, but a nice headshot from Taddy. And she's found Pullux as well. That was out towards long. This is looking much better for No Fear 5. That bomb being planted, and there's only 2 CTs left.
Oh, Mini does get the first. Victorious removed, so that allows another avenue in. Jenkins takes one to the grave with her, but Tati again, it's another perfect opener. 2 players are low, but Tati hits another headshot. No Fear 5 continue to make these 4 spies work, and now if you're Nip Impact, you're in a position again where you feel like you need to invest back in. Normally, these 4 spy walls will conclude when the consecutive rounds in a row are required for one of these teams.
We'll see who can do it. It is still a little chunky for No Fear 5. You can see there's a MAC-10 Deagle in the mix. Actually, no. That was an AK on the ground, so it is just the one MAC-10. So it's actually not too bad. 2 Deagles. Well, Deagle and a 5.7 on the CTs. Victoria's made her way out early. Product's looking to clear her out. Oh, smoke comes in a little bit too late, but it still does keep her covered. But they know she's there. That nade straight onto the noggin. 3 players trying to deal with her, and you can see it's left a huge opening out towards short. Tears can just make their way up here for free. They still haven't dealt with Victoria. Does eventually go down, but takes Pullux with her.
That bomb is now planted for short. Tati can redeploy another smoke, and it just makes it so difficult for NIP to try and work their way back in. Shu holding, locking in short as well. They are trying to retake this. Tati, she got a little bit of a one-way, potentially. Player advantage is actually with Nip. That's a good fight from Astra. Not quite the follow-up. And Jenkin is there with the trade. And now Mini steps up to the plate as well. Shu in a 3 versus 1. But that bomb, it is planted for her with the trade. There's not enough time, I don't think, with the kit not being in possession of either of these players. So No Fear 5 will break the economy, but another round where the retake, it's ever so close.
Yeah, when it comes down to the wire, Kit would have saved the day there, but unfortunately not to be. Maybe a moment to talk about this matchup between these 2 teams, because like you mentioned earlier, there's a long history here. They've been playing each other quite a bit in the last few weeks. NIP came out ahead in the most recent matchup. That was, again, on Dust 2 and on Vertigo. And then the first time they matched up, I think about almost 2 months ago now, that's when No Fear 5 came out ahead. But at the time, NIP was a pretty new squad. So I think looking at this matchup as it stands, they do come in as maybe the slight favorite, just with that recency of the most recent win. But No Fear 5 certainly in great form at the moment, which is the scary thing.
Yeah, the other semi-final as well as the Copenhagen Flames Shield Maidens taking on Flawless. You saw that in the picture-in-picture. It looked like the Shield Maidens were about to close out the pistol on the CT side of Overpass. And we'll keep you updated on that one as it comes. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I feel like, especially because No Fear 5, it feels like they are changing up their roster a little bit as well. To the point where I feel like it should be Ninjas taking it. But the way that No Fear 5 are playing right now, it's quite scary. Yeah,
and Dust 2 is a map where even if you do make recent changes, I mean, they made changes in the sense that they've got a few players that they hadn't been playing with within Intel Impact, but players that have played with this squad before. So it's, you know, Fatal has played with No Fear 5 quite a lot, and then the squad here, and that's a nice deagle from Astra. Very clean. Fatal, as soon as I mention her name, she is removed. Astra really keen on that flashbang, and about to take contact. Flashes come, the smokes come through. Astra doubles up with the deagle. She's doing everything with the pistols for NIP. Well-timed incendiary slows down the attack as well. And Zhu and Victoria have to fall back.
How does she keep doing it? Another 3K on the pistol. This time it is with that deagle, but she still makes it work. 4 versus 2. 50 seconds left. The only map control No Fear 5 really have is out towards long, and they're completely locked in. You can see that Victoria is just trying to create a little bit of space, maybe catch one of the defenders overstepping the mark, but they're not doing so. With 35 seconds left, I feel like you try and save this if you No Fear 5. You bring over 2 rifles into the next, because you can keep the pressure on the buy and the economy. Well, that's only going to favor the T's longer term. Mini does catch her out.
Good kill from Shu. Astra goes down after doing all of that damage earlier. Not a lot of time on the clock, though, so she wants to accelerate with that bomb on her back. The tag comes through, and it's enough to finish the job. Victoria, the only one remaining. 7licious finishes the job. So NIP get their second on the board, and they finally have reset the economy of No Fear 5. You can see 1,500 in the back pockets of 3 of those players. And with that sort of investment, you can see already it's a double eco, so they have to invest anyway.
Yeah. Now this allows NIP Impact just to kind of settle in a little bit more. Providing the Deagles don't completely throw a spanner in the works. And it's very possible, from what we've already seen early in this best of 3, that that could be the case.
Doubt it. Pullux getting boosted up here. It's a good angle. The pistols have spotted her, but she still is able to find that initial kill. A couple of nades raining through, but they're going to go a bit further than where they're posted up. Victoria spots the backpack of Pullux as she repositions. Some ground in towards mid has been gained here, but I think there's a bit of a crossfire being set up. And she's about to peek in this. Oh, what a lineup. Pullux's head removed. Sevenlicious immediately is able to get the response. But now the pressure's on in towards mid. The Deagles start to make their way through. Mini flashing for the peak, but it catches her as well.
Looking to fight this proactively, Victoria next to the chopping block, and that allows Mini to take back the space in towards mid. So that's a very important kill. Sevenlicious still hanging around at short, needs to be careful, but she passes the test with flying colours. It's just Elizabeth left. Fully flashed. Will actually find Sevenlicious, but can't quite find the follow-up onto Mini. And that's where that scout chimes in. So NIP Impact survive. They can also take forward 3 rifles. It's a scout and 2 M4s, so it's not ideal. But no 5 have to eco. It's just going to be the Glocks.
You can see Astra also immediately bringing out that AWP. She had it in that round prior, but we didn't get to see it fire off. So I'm excited to see what she does with that, given how good she was looking at those pistols earlier. This might be the round for it. Depends what the Glocks decide to do. In fact, maybe it won't be the round because the Glocks are all going towards B. It's going to be Mini and Jenkin that take contact here.
Here comes the flash. They're just going to run through the fire and the flames. It should be an easy cleanup for Mini. And it is. She gets free. Jenkins all that's left just with a pistol. So, in actual fact, that bomb, it has been planted. This is a big win for No Fear 5. And Tati does take 1. So it's 2 kills on the bomb plant. I tell you what, given how fragile this economy is for NIP, that's a really good round for No Fear 5, considering the fact they didn't invest a single penny. It was just the Glocks.
Yeah, that's quite good, considering they literally ran through the incendiary. And there you could see the health pool's ticking down, slowly but surely. Still, they managed to get the bomb down. That was virtue of the fact that it was a scout holding alongside Mini. So even though Mini gets that triple kill and there's damage onto the arenas, it doesn't feel quite so comfortable fighting him off with the scout. Doesn't want to give up another kill. And that's allowed Victoria to bring out the AWP.
Peeks on in, spots the shoulders.
Oh,
nice shot onto Jenkin, and even maybe a follow-up. NIP quite keen to fight this. Astra now caught off a little bit. I like this aggression from Mini, but Tati's completely holding the angle, but Mini still adjusts.
That's a good bit of aggression from Mini. Takes that control back, and it's forced now No Fear 5 to focus back towards A. Elizabeth finding Pullux, though, is a massive kill. They've still got Sevenlicious out towards long. Short's being held. There's a very passive line from Shu. She's sitting all the way deep towards top mid. This retake's very difficult for NIP.
Especially Victoria holding this line in towards long. She can just lock out Sevenlicious here. In fact, Sevenlicious gets the kill, but here comes Shu. Only gets the first, doesn't expect Astra to be there, but with the entirety of her team falling, she's actually going to disappear as well. That's a number of rounds that we've seen No Fear 5 exploit short, and it's a very common gap that NIP Impact are leaving open, and it has to be addressed in these following gun rounds. Because if No Fear 5 can keep pressing this issue, can keep exploiting it, then they could be onto a very successful T-half.
I mean, they're already keeping it neck and neck, which is fantastic. This is their map pick, so you know they're going to feel very confident on the CT side, particularly with Victoria. The AWP hitting shots like that. Astra removed. She'd managed to get an AWP off her own, but doesn't get to fire off a single bullet. Jenkins now picked that one up, and she gets tagged on the cross. Victoria hitting every single shot that comes her way at the moment.
Look at what we said, though. Based off that information, NIP, they're re-aggressing top mid. Sevenlicious has fired off a shot, but it's silent, of course. They're going to push the issue. They're flashing themselves forward. This is going to give up that they're there. And the space, look at A, it's completely wide open.
Yes, feels like a bit of a gamble towards B, holding that pressure there. They are going to start to make their way into short, though, to try and contest, but it's going to be incredibly difficult. Deep smoke in towards CT as well, blocking off that cover. Victoria's holding behind, although with Fatal going down to Mini, that might be the avenue in. Everyone is now over towards the A bomb site. A smoke deployed does make it a bit more tricky. That HE does a lot of damage on the Sevenlicious. They're setting up for a boost here, but getting a little lost in the smoke, can't quite assemble it. Flashbang in, they're just going to try and commit, make their way through, look to take the fight to them, and it's successful for the opener. Kills are coming through. Jenkins gets another in a matter of seconds. The CTs take it.
Park's even got a kit. What a retake. Just the 2 flashes, and they just completely fight No Fear 5 and just push them off the bomb site. Bully them off and defuse the bomb. As close as can be. Just when you think that No Fear 5 have cracked it, another really good opportunity, they walk into the bomb site for free. It was completely open, and NIP just take it right back.
Yeah, that was great. NIP were gambling more of that B lean, right? They were relying on the contact play, the 2 players pushing into mid to find something out. But the fact that they catch that lurk player really sets them up, and then they have the confidence to go for the push through the smoke. So now, Astra firing off an AWP shot. They actually picked up 2 at the end. Maybe they swapped it just before it changed over, because now they've already got 1.
No.
This could be good. Okay, pretty good damage on the Tatty. They've only half invested into this one. Next round's when the big guns come out, but still plenty of damage No Fear 5 can do with this.
Again, look at the gap that No Fear 5 has found in towards middle. Sevenlicious spots out 1. Tatty's removed. Fatal's quite close. The fact she's going to catch her off guard. Pullux will now step in with the trade. But now look at Shu. With that soul rifle, Jenkins is out for the count. And suddenly it makes it very difficult for NIP because the pressure, well, it's all over B. I was going to say there was potentially an avenue for Victoria to try and find Astra. With 45 seconds left, it looks like No Fear 5 want to head this way. And he's playing retake.
NIP's decision-making is to try and group up and take control into mid instead. So they leave B open. That's not a problem because Mini can hold in from the doors. There's no utility to enable No Fear 5 to take this side. Good shot from Elizabeth, but that's going to be all she's able to get. Brooks gets the kill and they keep 2 alive, but No Fear 5, considering the investment into that, it was just that 1 hero AK with upgraded pistols around. They almost bring that across the line. They do some serious damage.
And take a look on the screen as well. Flame Shield Maiden 6-1 up on the CT side of Overpass against Flawless.
It's a good start for the Flames. Definitely, I feel like they all want this win, but it does feel like it's a squad that has a lot of potential. I'd be very excited to see them on the big stage.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This one's close. Again, look at the economy for the CT side. They can invest, that's great, but they are struggling a little bit.
Yeah, we knew it would be close between these two. And it's certainly delivering in that regard. See what No Fear 5's plan is now that they've got all the rifles out. They've been very good, as you mentioned, at finding these openings in the defense and exploiting them. This time around, NIP has taken control early and towards middle. Fatal's, oh, nice timing on the spray. Catches Sevenlicious going for that nade peek afterwards. Taddy's just walking out for the contact onto B. Mini, she might get caught out in the open here, and she is. 2 openers go their way, but the bomb, it's out in the open. Astra has dropped it. She's got utility to slow them down. Victoria, she wants to try and fight this, wants to get the bomb back in their hands. Now the round's in disarray. Astra trying to claw it back through, holding this angle, drops Victoria, looking for more, just trying to get away now. They're spraying through. Bullocks has arrived, but the bomb has been picked up. And now No Fear 5 can take it onto the side.
Look at Fatal's position as well. She doesn't need to move at all. Astra's considering it, but this should just be a lock-in. Even flashing forward, Pollock's going to have a little bit of a swing. Fatal is removed. 2 versus 2. And now this gets a little bit dangerous. Astra holding with the AWP, peeking on in. And No Fear 5 are not moving a muscle. And this should favour these T's. They walk on in. Elizabeth elevated will find both. Another round, and it's crucial. But once again, it's close.
Yeah, Astra almost steals that round away from them completely, but Elizabeth plays that to perfection, getting onto that elevated box there because she had her teammate on the side itself behind the big box in the middle of the site where she could technically take the first contact and then the other player can swing in. Like, no matter which way that transpires, there's always going to be the advantage for No Fear 5 in that post plant because both of the CTs were coming in from tunnels. And that has reset the economy. As you mentioned before, it was already kind of trailing along just based on how close these have been. I like this flash through towards top mid, and once again, the bomb's out by itself, and they've got it.
Oh,
Victoria,
no.
she had the AWP that can be collected. Astra can even maybe get her hands on that if they do want to juggle it over. I know Jenkins wants to try and take the fight. Replay his lowest. She's going to get spotted out here at the very least, but Jenkins found another. This is actually a fantastic position for NIP. They're trying to fight this one back, pushing up forward. Astra trying to thrive in the chaos. The USP comes in for another. Patty, she's now trying to hold it, but she's the only one left, swinging out, looking for these fights. It's a 1v3. She's made it just the two. NIP in the chaos and making it work.
Look at Astra. Oh, it's messy. But it's still information given up. Now Jenkins can just hold the line. I really like this reposition. This is so difficult, though. It all comes down to whether Astra can just stay alive and just waste time off the clock. And now it's an elevated position. Jenkins has rerouted. Flashbang could be everything. Jenkins misses a shot. And that allows Astra to be baited in. NIP, another USP round? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's 2 rounds that they had no right to win. I mean, I love the idea behind that one. Just pushing towards top mid. You've got the flash to support because usually there is a trailing player that's throwing all that support utility. You catch them off guard, that's huge. No Fear 5 were going for this pincer play when they put 3 down lowers, and then the rest kind of sat back. They were going to, post up Shu in towards long, maybe take some fights there. The fact that the bomb carrier goes down with the AWP throws the whole round into disarray.
Speaking of disarray, No Fear 5's economy off the back of that. And Shu still finds an opener anyway. That's an M4 that can now be picked up. And this game is just crazy. They don't need to commit into long. I like this reaction, though. Look at NIP. They're about to push tunnels, potentially, and get the information. Oh, no. I decided against it.
Well, the V5 are making their way back towards B. They're having a couple of defenders here. At the very least, won't be a bad situation. And Astra's getting set up here with 7licious. Going to flash her into peak and short. So they're going to find mid empty. That signals it has to be either long or the B bomb side. And look at this contact play. Keep in mind, there's only one person with armor, and you can see the damage that does. That HE against the unarmored opponents eviscerates them. Mini, it's too easy to clean them up, and the flames deal with Elizabeth.
What a grenade. That could not have been timed any more to perfection. NIP Impact survive with consecutive rounds in a row, and that gives them a little bit of a buffer. Means their bank can build just a little bit. So even if they lose, they can still reinvest. Or at least give them good incentive to. But they have one out the half here on the CT side of Dust 2. 8-5 the scoreline. And No Fear 5 back out with the rifles.
Yeah, NIP have finally found their footing. No Fear 5 are pushing them constantly. And oh, speaking of pushing, Jenkins gets punished pushing in towards lowers. Caddy deals with her, but there is a headshot in the mix, so she's now a little bit wounded. 7licious now moving back towards short. She's been having a lot of impact here. Elizabeth doesn't want her to do that this round, though. Flushing her out and the flashbang through. Trying to peek onto this AWP. Keeping them guessing. Astra is looking for this kill. And there it is. Nice shot onto Taddy.
7licious. How have you survived there? That's crazy. And now look at Mini, just playing on the edge of the smoke. Will catch out Fatal. Little bit of a tricky spray, but gets it over the line. Now it's Shu, just 1 versus 4. And look at Pollux. She's got the lock-in as well. Trapped in towards this position. She's going to fall back. She goes straight into Pullux's crosshair.
Well, manages to get herself down towards Xbox. So, okay, she's escaping from this. Finds Astra as well.
No.
She's doing damage, but this HE is going to finish the job. That is prime. I'd love actually take a look at the utility damage. I want to see what's going on here because, yeah, Minnie's out on 360. Jenkins is on 412. So they've got a fair bit of utility damage in the mix. And speaking of damage, Brandon, look at that picture-in-picture. 10-1 for the Flame Shield means about to be 11-1.
That's so dominant. I expected the Flame Shieldmaiders to do well, but that is a statement, if anything, especially against a team like Flawless.
Yeah, Flawless look really good in both of these qualifiers. The fact that they've made it through so deep each time is a big testament to this squad, considering it's well, players that have played together, but they're not like an established team, so to speak. So hugely impressive what they've been doing, but maybe Flames a little bit too high of a target to hit. Although it is the CT side of Overpass, so you know there's some disclaimer there.
Very CT-sided map. Long control looking to be established by both teams in round number 15, the last of our first half here. Another default. Astra, lucky to be alive. Jenkins is in close proximity to try and capitalize on these players being thrown into her position because of the flames, but not quite just yet.
It's actually the same round that No Fear 5 lost to the USPs on. That kind of setup where they do 3 lowers and 2 out towards long. Astra hasn't been in this position yet. They've been used to 7licious being close by. She's playing anti-flash. This is a great setup. They walk straight into 7licious. She swings off the back of it and the spray onto 3. Astra finishes the job and NIP get up to 10 at the half. A very strong CT side.
Especially considering the manner in which this game started. It was so close. You couldn't call it. It was 4-4 and then a couple of USP rounds in the mix. But for NIP, they have just really just cemented themselves and just built a foundation. And 10 rounds, considering the manner in which this first half was going, where it looked poised to be an 8-7, 9-6. Incredible stuff. They win the pistol, they potentially just run away with the game.
Yeah, they were very... I mean, those 2 USP rounds really have come back to bite No Fear 5 because that allowed NIP to make their way through. They were able to steal those 2 rounds away, and not only did that get them up to this sort of double-digit scoreline, but the economy was all over the place for No Fear 5 for so much of that half. There were so many rounds where it was a hero AK with the upgraded pistols or, you know, Galil's in the mix. It never felt comfortable outside of those first, like, 5 or 6 rounds.
Definitely a plan here for NIP. Look at the utility that's been purchased. P250 is being raid bossed over as well. Thrown within 10. I'm excited to see where this round goes. Victoria's got double flash kit as well for No Fear 5, so it's all on the line here.
A double smokes, that's really suggesting to me that A is the play for that cross. Tati is in charge of holding this. Repositioning, is able to get one. Elizabeth behind her chimes in for one as well, and that's the bomb dropped out in the open. These 2 CTs can now just hold, and Victoria's rotating over. She's got those flashbangs primed that she can throw out to support, but might not even be needed. Tati's found another. Astra gets one back in response, but Victoria's dropped a teammate, and I mean, Astra's the only one remaining. You know exactly where she is, tucked in towards blue with a Glock. Good initial kill. Elizabeth jumping around the corner deals with her.
Astra is so good at pistols. Like, every time you see her, either with, well, I guess a USP or a Deagle, just expect a multi-kill.
Very pinpoint accurate with the clicking.
I suppose you gotta be if you are using the AWP.
I mean, Minnie is actually impressively almost at the same scoreline, both on 17 kills. Same amount of deaths as well. So these 2 are really leading the charge for NIP. This time around, they're not going to have a lot to charge in with. In fact, they're just going to charge into short. That's another nice little nade. Like to see a couple of those. Good spray with the FAMAS from Elizabeth. Swaps the Glock to try and finish the job. Astra might actually be able to find one here, but no, the support is there from Victoria. Elizabeth can actually finish the job with the P250. So very nice.
Yeah, pretty easy. Smiles all round, apparently. On the little box. And now for NIP Impact, here comes the AKs. The buy, it's better than the CT side. We're playing a little bit more of a bonus. Couple of Famus's MP9 thrown in the mix. And this is where the T side really begins for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yes, that's what we've been waiting for. Flash out long to try and contest. The second one being set up as well. Make it even a third. They're putting a lot of utility out here. Elizabeth just ran through and caught one off guard, but has a player behind her. What? She's somehow able to 180 and find Jenkin. Jenkin had been blinded, and I think it just took her a bit to recover. And I can't believe Elizabeth is able to get that kill. No world where it should have happened, but it did. Now NIP are scrambling, pushing back out. Another great flashbang sets them up. Elizabeth removed, evening things back up, and Minnie is accelerating. Victoria goes down, recovering the round. What is the response?
Look at Shu. Look at Shu.
Yeah.
She's pushing.
On the other side as well, in towards mid, being pushed by Fatal. Each end, Shu is just going to walk through. Catching Servalicious, almost off guard. Another 180 spin in the corner. Now Fatal's flank comes through.
This round's crazy. This round is wild. Fatal has not got the right weapon for the job. There's plenty of AKs in the doorway. So she could even upgrade herself and then go for these long-range fights. It's going to be the FAMAS. It's being held. Minnie with another headshot. Performing so well on this T side. I mean, the guns come out. Yeah, really did. Yeah. The guns come out and then you get Victoria doing whatever she did towards long. Jenkins somehow not finding the kill. And then Minnie just goes, okay, I'll kill them all now and towards long. Perfect response. And yeah, that's a wild round. And that also means that to the detriment of No Fear 5, they're just going to be on the pistols and they're going to head towards A. And it's not going to be the right play because look at the Ninjas. They're all over towards B. It's just Astra.
You can get all the info here as well. Might get caught off guard throwing this utility in towards short. Maybe not. They're not going to peek quite yet. Good flashbang. And she wouldn't have spotted anything there with the flash. She has no info she can share, so she's going to have to be contact. That's enough. A missed smoke, but not going to be too big a deal. Another smoke comes through. The bomb can be planted. And No Fear 5 can throw bodies at this. They want to hold onto the AK to have something taking over. May as well get the free upgrade, but the rest can just try and do more damage, and maybe they can even get something more. Good kill. An AK that can be recovered. The utility is still here for NIP, though, so they have a lot of advantages to work with. Flashbang recovered is going to potentially allow a setup here, but Jenkins holding a perfect angle. That's the rifle that was recovered, dealt with. Now Jenkins is fighting them all. Lovely triple on the post plant. Keeps NIP in contention and denies the pistol upset.
Yeah, I rate that as well from No Fear 5, just throwing the AKs at the situation because they combine to the next anyway. So it's a good moment. It's a good opportunity to try and make that one expensive. However, on that T side, it's a lot easier to earn money, especially if you can get into these bomb sites and plant the bomb. So not going to worry too much. NIP. Deep molly thrown in by Astra, but look at Victoria. They're crunching this lower bomb site. And the contact, well, actually it was there to try and bait out. But Pollux is still hitting every single shot. Victoria with another, and now she's completely penned in.
Look at this response from Fatal, though. She's pushing as well. Servalicious is ready for it. Pinpoint shot. Pollux's kill with the spray was fantastic as well into short. That was a very difficult one to connect. So despite Victoria with that naked AWP finding so many kills, NIP come out ahead with all of the trades. Taddy is the only one left. She's on a very long flank, and in fact, it's a pretty well-timed flank. She continues to push. She could catch them off guard, but okay. Smoke comes down, and that is going to deny any vision. Slow things down significantly. She's going to contact through. Servalicious is ready for it.
What a round. Again, just completely shut down by NIP Impact. The fact that they are ready for the re-aggression of Fatal, Servalicious, is really good presence of mind. And I hate to say this, Lucy, but look at the economy again for the CT side.
You don't like to harp on about it, but it has been a very key element of the way this game is
Yeah,
played
well,
out. Just because,
especially in this game, right?
yeah, there's just been so many force buys back and forth, pivotal rounds, and NIP are winning all of the ones that would break either team's economy. And that's the big difference here, that the rounds that No Fear 5 are getting are good, but they're ones that aren't having the same amount of impact as these NIP rounds that completely crush the economy of No Fear 5 when they happen.
We get into this again. Very good opportunity and moment for NIP to take 14. And while Astra spotted out this entire push, that's why the Molotov's put down, but the bomb is still dropped.
Seen this
Surely
round
not
before.
another.
Okay, Jenkins going to deal. All right, bomb's escaped. Mini is also held behind. They're not going to fall for the tricks that they pulled onto No Fear 5. Victoria, if she hard clears to her right, which is a very hard clear,
Oh.
and it's not going to happen. Mini is tucked in, very strange angle. Okay, hold up. No, Jenkins should get this kill. Yes. Not quite ready for it, but he's able to get it.
This is everything now. This buy has to work for No Fear 5, otherwise we're going to be seeing map point. And this isn't even NIP's map pick. That one's Vertigo, and that one's up next as well.
It's definitely a map that NIP have been showing a lot of prowess on. They've been picking it consistently against some very top-tier teams. The Enigma Galaxy, who have qualified. That Wednesday qualifier. Side the Na'Vi Javelins. One of these teams will be joining them. Taddy trying to make it. No Fear fires, but Pullux is able to catch her off. That's long control firmly established. The response to No Fear 5 is to try and take back short, which is a good counter at least, so you can filter them in and know a bit about where this is heading.
Look at Astra, though. She's aware of it. In fact, she's going to move into a position where if they try and flank, they're going to get completely nullified. It's going to be for nothing. Smoke's being thrown by Sevenlicious for the cross, but look at this rotate. All the information is with No Fear 5. This is very difficult for NIP to try and break.
Yeah, you got to think maybe if they'd held off throwing that utility for a little bit longer, then Astra could have caught off that flank. Could be the case. Victoria peering on in, gets the kill into Mini. That's a huge kill to find. That's the top fragger for NIP removed. Now, the difficulty is Astra is now pincering in towards mid, and nobody is on the left-hand side of the map. He's not going to quite catch the timing here. Oh, it's awkward. Fatal is avoided.
Look at that smoke. It's done everything.
Yeah, it's caught everyone off. There's still one player here, though. Tucked into the back of sight. Shu is all the way at Goose. They managed to cross, and they've got to deal with it. She's standing and fighting. Jenkin does get the kill. And with Astra in towards short, well, she goes down, but the bomb can be planted.
Oh, the Molotov's missed. Jenkin potentially could be caught off guard, but no. A great shot and the follow-up onto Elizabeth. It's all onto Victoria now, and Jenkins repositioning. Single-handedly winning the round for NIP. Can't quite hit the shot. Gives up her position, and now she can just sit in, back and waiting. And Sevenlicious can peek. Victoria's not ready. The grenade, it fires off, and Victoria's just going to stick the bomb. Gets off it just for a moment. Sevenlicious can now connect the dots. It's a little bit messy, but NIP get it over the line.
Yeah, the ending was a little bit messy, but I've got to highlight how strong the round was from Jenkin then. Those entries were fantastic. Absolutely incredible stuff to get them that path in, considering the rotations were there. And we just saw on that picture-in-picture, the tail of that series, Flames took down flawless 16-1, Brandon.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. And look at how NIP want to end this on Dust 2. Potentially just going to be a B rush. Fatal. Swinging on in. I think she spotted out Astra. So now the utility's being put down. The spam, it's not quite going to connect, but the rotations are here. That's a big nade.
NIP really want to fight out towards B. All 5 are here, and they are sitting in the smoke. They're going to try and phase it, throwing the utility through. They're just going to commit, but this player tucked into the corner could be everything. No, it's cleared by Mini. Fatal goes down. Mini continues to push forward. Shu is standing on the side, but she's traded out immediately by Pullux. Rotation has come over, but she can't fight. all falling apart now for No Fear 5 as that bomb can make its way onto site. Pullux can punch it in those digits. They have a player advantage. Look at all the smoke still. 2 more that they can deploy. NIP in a perfect position to take this.
Yeah, not to mention it's 1 flashbang, 2 Famases, and a Deagle for No Fear 5. 7licious is holding Tatty. Tatty actually finds her. That's a good kill in. Asher with the follow-up. And even catches out the second player. Can Asher do it all? Finds the kill in towards window. And NIP take the first map of this series 16-7.
Hey, Austin, and Astra delivered. She could do it all. A fantastic series from map from NIP to take the first of the series. That was the map pick of No Fear 5 as well. So, they picked into that with a bit of confidence. We've seen some good results from them before, but NIP, in fact, particularly at the switch on the T side, looked really impressive.
Yeah, they did. It was a really good performance. And to be honest, it was just solid throughout for NIP. No Fear 5, they kind of tripped over their own shoelaces a bit, especially in those eco rounds. And ultimately, that's what cost them. And then the momentum, there we go, was just with NIP the entire rest of the game. But that's only map 1. We've still got potentially 2 more maps to show you. It's going to be Vertigo. It's NIP's map pick, and that's coming up just after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here for map 2 between No Fear 5 and NIP Impact. The winner of this series goes to the Girl Gamer Festival in Ceuta. That one is, well, only 2 spots remaining, and potentially NIP could lock it in right here on this map.
It's their map pick as well, starting on this T side. Lots of utility here, and they are grouping towards B. Looks like it's the right decision as well. Currently, No Fear 5 have only got 1 player here. It is Shu. It's a lot of players in middle. Mini starts the proceedings with the smoke and the Molotov in. And now she flashes middle as well, just to keep the interest. In fact, it's a high one over B.
It's good utility coming through. It allows them to make their way onto the site. Sevenless just walked all the way in, gets that opener, looking for the second. The dualies, though, on the back of 2 players swinging through. Fatal and Elizabeth just charging with the dualies, holding the left click and getting all of the kills. But Minnie in the back line, she is activated. And look how low they all are. Doesn't matter. It's a 1 versus 3. Elizabeth is a single tap away from death. And that bomb has to be defused. Tatty, though, with the 1 tap, gets the kill.
Yeah, really nice shot from Tatty, just coming in and rescuing that situation. It looked for a second that Minnie could do it all, and she was so potent over on Dust 2, chiming in right up there with the kills alongside Astra, and nearly writes it in the history books again. Could have got 4 kills on the pistol, but not to be. Really nice retake from No Fear 5. Wasting no time, getting up close and personal with the dual Berettas. Just firing as many bullets as they can, and they get it over the line. Ooh. Nice find. Tatty's immediately got the kill on towards Astra. This is a force buy in for NIP. Shu's just going to smoke down B. So it's a lot of presence early. And now Jenkins about to take up middle.
It's going to walk through. Tatty with that opener is now repositioned. That's the FAMAS. They swapped over. FAMAS, Elizabeth gets the opener. Minnie is there for the quick trade, though. Galil responding. Fatal. Finding 7licious is huge. Shu's still standing on the site as well. So now it's all onto Jenkin, the only remaining player on the NIP squad. Tori's looking for her. She has a great read on the situation and finds the headshot. A great round from No Fear 5. The force buy from NIP falls flat.
And that's a lot better from No Fear 5. The fact that they keep 4 players alive, it just builds up the economy and establishes it. Something very important to do on this CT side. And for NIP, they've looked their most dangerous when they're on pistols, especially on Dust 2. We saw 2 full ecos just work out in their favor. That wasn't the defense, though. This is on the offense. It's a lot harder to try and make that sort of thing happen. Waiting for B, waiting for the incendiary, this nade. Does good damage on towards Jenkin and Pollux.
That's a sick grenade. Brings 2 of them down to 30 HP each or so. Now they're just going to charge straight into the FAMAS. Good kill from Minnie is going to find 1. But look, there's another HE coming through, doing so much damage. But Minnie is hitting the most insane deagle shots at the moment. Somehow has found 2. Still feels like there's not a lot of hope here, especially because now she's the only one remaining. And the flames are going to take her alive.
Double molly. No way out. Nice couple of kills. But here's the real test again. When the guns came out on Dust 2, that's where NIP did their best work. Looking to repeat the same successes on Vertigo. You look at Astra, Jenkin, and Pollux, yet to find a kill on Vertigo so far. That could all change now with the rifles in their hands.
Victoria's got the AWP as well, though. That's something I want to be keeping an eye on. She's making her way over to A to support. Look at this fast position from Jude. Oh, Tatty walking up behind the smoke here. Gets the open onto Jenkin. That's huge. You get an AK and get back as well. Astra's not able to trade it out. Elizabeth dropping the nades through. No Fear 5 looking very comfortable early on here on the CT side.
Yeah, they really are. Look at Shu as well. Catches out 7licious down towards B. That's instrumental. Astra has spotted Elizabeth, but can't quite capitalize on it until the very last moment. There is another player in short, though. Tatty is pushing the issue. But the spray, oh, it does connect as she finds a collateral as well.
That's unbelievable. How does she manage that? Pure chance. She shoots a little bit too early as Astra is there, thinking maybe Astra's going to take that back step, but instead she then tries to commit to the pre-fire to see if they swing on her, and she gets both of them. A collateral. That is unbelievable from Tati. Novi 5 go to a flawless start as well. 4-0. NIP outside of that pistol have now been struggling to really get much done.
Looking at NIP's results as well, over towards Vertigo. The only time they've really won it is against No Fear 5. Came close against Nigma Galaxy. It was 16-8, 16-10. So we know they can do it. So it's that CT side that we look to. And it is still the early stages of this first half for No Fear 5. But you give the manner in which Dust 2 started. It was so back and forth. It was chaotic. And NIP just thrived in it. Now, with No Fear 5 starting on the CT side, with all the pressure on NIP, it gets a little bit dangerous. But speaking of dangerous, these Tech 9s... Oh, Pollux has found a couple.
She's got smoke as well. She can now cut this off. Tati, she's standing out in the open, is able to get one, but Jenkins trades her out immediately. This is now into chaos. That bomb can make its way through. Shu is here ready to fight, and Fatal is by her side. So Pollux is in a tough position and can't quite get out. Maybe she can. That smoke comes down at a good time. Can't commit to the spray, so now she can back up with the AWP. Jenkins looking to take the fight as well. Smoke coming through for the retake. It's going to be deployed to enable them to make their way out. It's going to block off ramp where Jenkins is sitting. She's repositioning as well. Flashbang comes out. Pollux swings out with the AWP, finds Fatal. Now she's the only one remaining. Open up this round with that double Tech 9 kill and closes it with the double AWP kill. What a round from Pollux.
Oh, we're literally just saying that where No Fear 5 has allowed no chaos to ensure that they've been locking out these rounds. That time it's just a quicker play in towards middle. Pollux gets right in the heart of the defense and takes 2 away. Somehow survives on the bomb site. It really felt like KSU had that kill, but not quite to be. And suddenly, it's another one of these Tech 9 rounds that shouldn't come in. Shouldn't be converted, but they are.
Yeah, NIP know how to catch up Novi 5. Feels like when they play the defaults that Novi 5 are ready for it. But when you go for these, I guess, less conventional players, you're pushing with USPs, you're pushing into weird angles with Tech 9s, it catches No Fear 5 off. They don't know how to respond. The comms may be a little bit chaotic as well. Got to remember, you know, we talked about the lineup change, right? In this squad, they're playing with a few different players. Fatal's back in the mix. You know, that does change things up in terms of some of the positioning and the comms. And on a map like Vertigo, which there's so much that's at stake with, like, the rotations are so vital, it really caused pandemonium, and that's where NIP were able to exploit that round.
I really like this setup, though. You got the FAMAS baiting in the AWP, and now Tati can just sit there. Although, I say that, the wallbang just comes through. Not quite the follow-up, but still significant damage. As she can't re-peek, has to fall back in. Sevenlicious starting the grenade dance over towards B stairs. And that HE does a little bit of damage towards Astra. But alright. Advantage still with No Fear 5. Significant damage done towards Tati.
Tati was very lucky to get away with it. A couple of spams came through after, looked on the money. And IP are setting up towards A. It's a player advantage for No Fear 5. This flashbang is going to enable them to push through, though. There's a second one to follow up as well, and they're just charging all the way through. Elizabeth is not blinded. Sevenlicious has found that first Victoria with a no-scope. Close combat gets that kill. Elizabeth gets Mini and Astra. Well, the most she can likely hope for here was the bomb plant. A good no-scope on the way out. If that had been a collateral, we might have been talking.
I thought it was a collateral. It looked so close to being. I like the idea. I like the proactive flashbangs to allow NIP to run through these retake smokes, but it just doesn't quite pan out. And the fact that Victoria hits a no-scope as well, that's crazy. Look at that in the picture-in-picture. Shield Maidens, 4 rounds to Flawless's 3. So that one started off a lot better for Flawless, but it's the CT side of Vertigo. And the fact that the Flames, Shield Maidens, have already found 4, that looks pretty good for them.
Yeah, it's a reverse veto between these two teams. Dust 2's the decider of that one. Overpass the decider of this. Whereas they both started vice versa. paint that picture in your head. I didn't describe it well, but hopefully you
No,
understand.
you did.
Yeah, reverse vetoes. Anyway, bit of contact in towards Brad. Jenkins is sitting in the corner. The flames actually don't lick her, and she's able to find a kill in that smoke. Even a second.
Another
A third
one.
player slipped by her, though. And Tati is now in the back lines. No way you're ready for that. And Sue's found another as well, but that's going to be it. Pullux trades her out immediately, and this is weird. This is so weird. Victoria has the AWP. She's actually over towards B, so they've moved to the wrong side of the map for where NIP are ending up. So somehow NIP are able to make this work.
Yeah, it's a really good read for NIP. You get 2 kills on Jenkin, and you know that Tati's ran through. So more often than not, that A-bomb site's going to be open. And, well, Victoria not ready for that one. Tati, or she's here again. Another trade out, but needs to find 2 more for this round to be no fear 5s.
She's got a smoke. Quite powerful. That defuse, and what a nade. His ears are ringing off that one. Tati starts to look for the kill, but they're not giving it to her. Taps the bomb. They're just going to spray through. She gets tagged down low as well, and even a few more tags to do the damage. The bomb is going to go off, and she just wants to try and get away with that AK, which she might just about do. Indeed, she does. Mini is not able to survive, but they do get the rounds. NIP will be happy with that one.
And that's the only weapon that can really be brought forward. If you're no fear 5, again, it's a double eco, so you're going to look to invest in. You see that Fatal's already purchased a Deagle. There's going to be a few of those. That's like KSU could buy FAMAS. Okay, it's not the worst. Not the best.
This is where NIP have, at least on Dust 2, were able to make the difference. When it came to these pivotal rounds, which would reset one of the teams, NIP was coming out ahead every single time, and that was putting No Fear 5 on the back foot. So that's where it can get really scary, because if it pick this one up, then No Fear 5 won't be able to invest into the follow-up, and then you can start to see how the snowball effect comes into play, and NIP can start to put a really good T-side together.
It's actually similar to what we saw on Dust 2, because whilst it was still very close in the early stages, No Fear 5 started off with the lead. It was NIP to bounce back in and gain the momentum themselves. And on T-side Vertigo, it's quite hard to find momentum, I feel, especially if you're being shut down, especially towards a ramp. But the conditioning's already been set that No Fear 5 are quite keen to proactively push. Nice nade. So Jenkins going to constantly be aware of that. And the fact that they got punished so easily, it's now a game of cat and mouse. Fatal has found 2 kills in middle. That could be the difference.
Yeah, Victoria and Fatal can pick up rifles now. That's huge. They're even putting a smoke down just to ensure that those AKs can be recovered. Now all the advantages are back with No Fear 5. Response is to try and take ground towards A, knowing that there was a bit of presence in mid. Now the rotations can come over. Elizabeth is here. Tati's not too far away. A smoke comes through, so they are able to start to make their way up. But look at the utility. It's so light. 3 flashbangs, all they have remaining. And that incendiary is perfect. Astra can't even get the bomb onto site. That's going to slow things down, and the smokes will start to go down. Didn't get enough time with that flash to get it in, but this post plan's going to be very tricky.
Can fall away just as the smokes fade. Good follow-up flash. Jenkin, you don't need to peek this. Let Astra take the first contact. That's really good work. The spray can't quite follow up. Jenkins found another and even just lows them down with the spray. Sevalicious steps in, and now suddenly it's a 1 versus 1. The HP. It's against Elizabeth, but she's baited out Sevalicious. She's holding the headshot and will lock that one in. No Fear 5 off the back of the kills in towards middle. Make that one happen. The economy, it's still not the best. NIP can reinvest back in and potentially could break them again.
Yeah, considering how that round started for NIP, where they lost 2 players, 2 fatals, Deagle in towards mid, the rifles were recovered. It looked really good for No Fear 5. NIP almost bring that 3v5 back. Jenkins doubling up and Ash taking that initial contact as well. Looked really good. That angle, it's always going to favor the CTs in the post plant when you're playing that headshot angle. Head can only appear from the T's in one position. Well played by Elizabeth on the retake. Another pivotal round comes through. Jenkins pushing up through the smoke, but it's all a bit of a ruse because B is looking the destination.
Has Tati run through again? Yeah, she has. Astra's holding for it this time, thankfully. She will find her. That's a really nice find, because this whole time, Jenkins been walking up A. Look at the space Jenkins got on the A bomb site.
Yeah, NIP can throw out some utility here just to cause some movement, keep them interested towards B, and they can take the bomb back towards A, because just as you mentioned, all that ground has been taken.
But Victoria's on the bomb site.
Okay, this is weird. Jenkins missed this timing. She's going to get a kill in a second. Elizabeth walking around. Jenkins finds that one, but now they're not going to be accounting for Victoria.
But Victoria's moved over to try and deal with Jenkins. So in actual fact, it's just worked perfectly.
Well, they play with the rotations indeed. Works out. Jenkins somehow, needles being threaded back and forth. And it sews in a very lovely patchwork for NIP as they take the round without losing a single life.
That's a crazy round. The fact that Tati has walked through again, and Jenkins communicated to her team that that could be another potential, because Tati's already made that play before. It's perfect. And then Jenkins off the back of it just takes all of the space that's been left so quickly. Finds the timing, gets Victoria in the back. Slips the net, finds Elizabeth. It's a mess, but NIP, again, they just make it work.
Yeah, I feel like they had any right to do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
So they'll take it. And again, I think that sort of goes back to that point about the changes in this No Fear 5 lineup, where some of those comps maybe are a bit maybe not as consistent as they need to be, maybe a bit of mistiming some of the defense. We saw it there. Tati also going for these aggressive plays and getting punished for it 2 times in a row, despite the fact that it felt like she'd found that gap. NIP are accounting for it, and they're a team that you can't quite, catch out in some of these ways.
Oh, here we go again. There is a gap this time, though. Jenkins caught off guard, and Tati falls back. That's the difference. So now that gap has to be plugged. And meanwhile, this deep smoke in towards B is going to completely lock it all off. AK hasn't been recovered, at the very least. So Asher can even potentially just remove that out of the map.
That's one small victory. Minnie's about to get a world of pain. Victoria was holding, and Elizabeth close combat as well. Now NIP, they have to start to commit. They're going to make their way towards the A-bomb side. Tati almost gets caught out with the utility, but is able to just about get away. Drops the smoke that was in her hands and slips out and blocks the pathway through. Victoria finding another. This naked AWP is making it work. Elizabeth's rotated over as well. The bomb falls. They're just walking straight into the crosshair of Victoria, and she does not miss.
Yeah, really nice round from Victoria. And the presence on short was everything, because it just funnels NIP into a position where they have to walk into the sniper. They have to try and deal with her, and they can't manage it. Very impressive quad kill. And now the money is dwindling for NIP. They're going to have to just be on this force investment. And you got a couple of Mac 10s thrown into the equation with the AKs.
Signals to me like maybe they want to put a bit of pace to it. You can see juggling the utility. Minnie just wants to run in, doesn't want to lose any of that. Has to support Victoria, already hitting the leg. Secondary drop down so that she can fall back, and they're just going to push through it, trying to accelerate, but Victoria is still fighting, gets another kill. Jenkins does deal with Tati, so that's at least a trade coming back. Look at the damage done, though. That leg, plus a bit more onto Jenkins. Rotations. Everyone from the CT side has made their way over towards A.
Yeah, Fatal's going to walk back. Elizabeth going to reclaim the ground. And again, you got this situation where this kill over towards short could have been perfect, but Jenkins gets flashed off the angle. Lovely by Victoria. And now NIP, they reset. You see that Fatal's just on the edge of B, so they're going to play retake.
Jenkins about to walk straight into Shu, holding that angle. It's not going to sell the fake. They're accelerating through. Nice kill from Astra. That's huge. Victoria's here with the AWP. This nade actually might be pretty chunky, but no, the timing is a little off. Still going to connect onto Shu, do a bit of damage. This post part of the 3 versus 3 is actually not too bad for NIP. Flash coming through, it misses the mark, falls back. They can't commit off it, and Minnie is just accelerating forward. Finds the first kill. 7 Lashes is there for the trade. Elizabeth is being brought down low as well. 2 full HP NIP players that she has to get through. She has to find them, making her way through. Astra reveals herself. The swing comes out, though. Sevenlicious tucked behind the generators is able to close it out for NIP.
Another close round. Very close indeed. But NIP just get it over the line. And that's the difference, I feel like. In those type of clutch scenarios, it just feels like NIP comes out on top. And the rounds that No Fear 5 have been winning have been quite close. That's why we're getting this pause right now to talk about the economy. I keep bringing it up, but it's so vital, especially on this CT side. It's going to be another partial investment. In our picture-in-picture, you can see that Flawless have actually taken the lead against the Shield Maidens. That one's 8-5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that the question... Oh, nice shot there. So we get to see some nice little bit of action. The question, I guess, is how many rounds is enough on the T side here, right? If it's your map pick, what are you kind of aiming for? Because it feels like NIP got 4, which is okay, but you probably want a few more.
Yeah, 6, I'd say.
Yeah. Feels doable. Considering, especially, No Fear 5 forced into this, which means that if they lose this, they have to save into the follow. Which means NIP could get those 2 in a row. Although they might not save, given that the tendencies have been to force in these situations. So we'll see. Aggression up towards Rat. Double nades. Ooh, Minnie pushing through, trying to find this kill. Good flashbang. Astra gets one as well. And a no-scope onto Elizabeth, who pushed all the way down with that MP9. Taddy, she's over the other side of the map, getting up to her pushing shenanigans. Well, it's not going to matter. Fatal, if she found a second there, this flank might have had a bit more potency, but not going to be the case.
Yeah, save the FAMAS. Or even maybe remove the AWP. Astra will hit the shot. Never mind. But there you go. There's 5. And $2,000 a player. Shu can invest. You save here. You have to save here.
She can keep some extra cash as well for that AWP into the final round, which I think will be a much wanted commodity. Yep. Particularly with how Victoria's been playing. We saw that hugely impactful round where she got that 4K with just the AWP, not even any armor behind it. So yeah, you can see exactly that's what's going to be taking place. There's a couple of flashbangs and a smoke. That smoke can maybe be deployed for a bit of chaos. Set up the flash for the swing with all the USPs. Asher is out in the open, so they could definitely overwhelm her if they do decide to do this. They're waiting to see if they want to commit to it. Nice nades. Bring Victoria a little bit low. So not committing to the swing. You're being very patient as well.
Yeah, this setup's actually quite dangerous. We've seen how potent pistols can be. Now for No Fear 5, it's a patience game. Sevenlicious just lining up utility to flush away close players on B. This flashbang could be everything.
It being set up for the swing. Asher firing off a shot, but they can all tuck in. They're all in positions where they won't be revealed. And No Fear 5 are waiting for NIP to start to make their way up ramp. So that flash is going to catch them out where they've got no cover. NIP are refusing to give it to them, and now they feel their hands are forced. That first flash comes through, doesn't spot anybody. The second one getting ready, but it's not going to matter. Jenkins all the way down. Good kill from Fatal at the very least. And she's found another over in towards mid. That's big. That's an AK that can be recovered, and she's got a Molotov too. So that can also be used for a bit of damage. Bit of chaos as well with the comms as 2 smokes land next to each other. It's coming really quickly. Brooks is holding for it. She's been brought down low, and now Fatal's P250 can get another kill. This one's starting to get a bit scary for NIP.
Oh, Astra, good shot. Even with the follow-up, Sevenlicious, it's been brought down so low. It's Elizabeth on a Galil, no armor versus Sevenlicious. Sevenlicious is not peeking. No kit. Sevenlicious will know this. She doesn't need to peek. She doesn't need to move a muscle, but neither does Elizabeth creeping round the generator. It's also close, and Elizabeth locks it in. I think there's just enough time for her to defuse it as well. Yeah, what a round by No Fear 5. And we said that these pistols can be effective, and they just keep on delivering.
That was such a critical round, I mean, for both teams, right? That could have been the 6 for NIP, which we talked about as that golden number they needed to reach. And the No Fear 5 are now secures on the half at the minimum, in a good position to take it further as well. NIP, at least with that bomb plant and the round prior, have a little bit into this. But you can see Sevenlicious is going to be going wanting. Minnie's got herself a Galil as well. So it's been a very close affair between these 2 teams. And that's reflecting in the buy that we see coming out now. Elizabeth, they're very delayed. Right? It's going to go down. Victoria peeking with that AWP that she was able to recover. What a kill through the smoke. Jenkins is absolutely timed on.
Sevenlicious has heard this drop, though, for Shu. It doesn't matter. She still finds them. Pollux isn't even considering this to be a possibility. The spray even swaps to the USP. It does not matter. And now Mini is left completely alone. 1 versus 4. Shu, what an incredible round. And Victoria with the follow-up. No Fear 5 up to 9.
This is now starting to get scary for an IP because look, 2K across the board basically. Pollux is the only one with a little bit of extra cash, and that's making that 6th round looking a lot more difficult. Could be a repeat of the 10-5 half we saw, but the inverse, the NIP going wanting. See what they can do though. Tech9's coming out. We've definitely seen both these teams pull off some pistol rounds, but it's gone more the way of NIP than No Fear 5 in that respect. I certainly wouldn't count them out.
Potentially quicker up towards a ramp. Tati gets caught off guard. Not again. Not another pistol round in this series. No. Fatal steps up. Rises to the occasion. Victoria's even hit another sniper shot. And now it's up to Pollux. 1 versus 4. And this should be double digits for No Fear 5. And it will be.
Simply too many players there to deal with, so No Fear 5 will get their 10th, and we were at a point where it looked like it could have gone the other way. It looked like 6, maybe even 7 rounds for NIP, but losing to that pistol buy was, or the lack of buy, just the upgraded pistols and a couple of flashbangs. That was all they had, and NIP just played it a little bit too afraid and were punished. They lost all those individual duels. It got chaotic, fell apart for them, and that was the start of the end of the half for them.
Do you think 5's enough?
I think the pistol round becomes the story, right? Like, it becomes so important for NIP to pick that one up. But to be honest, No Fear 5, I think, have taken the majority of pistols in this series.
Yeah,
so
I think so too.
Yeah, that's pretty tough order. I mean, NIP picked this, and we know that their CT sides are quite good. You know, we've seen them put up some really solid halves against, you mentioned it earlier, Enigma Galaxy, for instance, which is a huge team to be sort of taking double digits against on a map like Vertigo, which is a favorite of theirs. So I don't count them out at all, but it's going to be a bit of a tough one. And obviously we've got Overpass sitting as that decider if we need it.
Yeah, it was that Enigma Galaxy game, the 16-10 game, that was a recovered 12-3 half from NIP. So it was 12-3. NIP still managed to salvage 7 rounds on that CT side, so down but not out.
That's pretty
good.
good.
The story for NIP Impact.
To salvage from a 12-3 deficit.
Yeah, right.
That's because that doesn't feel good on the mental either, right?
No.
So certainly, if they're able to do it there, they can definitely do it here.
I agree with you, though. I feel like they need this pistol. Like, it's absolutely essential.
And everyone from No Fear 5 is just popping off at the moment as well.
That's true.
When it showed for a second there, but everyone's in the double digits. There's no one really lagging behind. And that's scary, because there's a lot of strong individuals on this squad.
And there is, and they're racing all the way up towards A. Jenkins in towards Sandbags, but Sevenlicious is not ready for the pace of No Fear 5. And Jenkins now even been caught out up and over the top. Astra is removed, but hang on a second. Jenkins found a couple of kills, and this flank, oh, it's removed. Shu is doing absolutely everything on for the ace as well. Pollux, 1 versus 3.
To swing out, looking for it, denies the ace, gets that kill, but in the back lines is Victoria. So it is another pistol round going the way of No Fear 5. Jenkins looked like she'd maybe be able to recover that one, getting that double kill out from Sandbags and putting it into chaos. But what a pistol round from Shu. Just fantastic shots with the USP. The fact she finds Jenkins there, that sort of tap, and then the flanking player as well was just beautiful.
What a round from Shu. NIP are forced into this. It's got Deagles, which incredible in the hands of Astra, but instead that she's got an SMG. Aggressive push down the ramp. I feel like No Fear 5 still has to be a little bit careful here, but they are in the driving seat.
Boost potentially being assembled as well. Two MP9s are over towards A. No Fear 5 are being very careful. Their time here. Molotov in towards middle. No one there at the moment. Sevenlicious is sitting back in towards elevator, just jiggling that angle. There's two players on the B side itself to defend. This could be it, Jenkins. It's all about the timing here. Five walking up. There it is. Opener onto Taddy. She can now fall off, and there's no trade potential. No 5 start to accelerate in towards mid, but a second kill onto Victoria. That is huge. Elizabeth charging through with this MAC-10 has slowed things down now that she's gotten a bit of presence. Patience. Astra is ready for this fatal close combat. Oh no! Swings around. The timing isn't there, but good damage, and it's enough to allow Sevenlicious to get the kill. Elizabeth brought down low, and Sevenlicious finishes the job.
Okay, Force by back in goes the way of NIP. And that's completely shattered the economy of No Fear 5, especially without a bomb plant. So now they will look to invest back in. And we're going to keep going with the Force by wars.
That's been the tale of this series.
True.
Neither of these teams wants to like budge a single inch. They're always trying to force the issue. And I mean, to be fair, on Vertigo, that's been working out for No Fear 5. So I see no reason why not to continue with it. That does mean you can see replays of that head armor. Suddenly, the MAC-10, the Galil, the M4 become, and the FAMAS. In fact, 4 of these 5 rifles become so much more potent.
Good flash. Down goes the MAC-10 that could also farm up the cash a little bit. Choose holding very passively for a mid push. I respect it. This jump.
Ooh.
Oh! Okay, Tatty. That's going to put like less pressure on No Fear 5 to even go around the corner. They're going to reset back towards B, but Sevenlicious got all the information.
She's on the push. Trying to catch them off guard. That timing on this push is going to be everything. This is now looking very good for NIP. Despite losing that opener, hefty nade comes through, bringing 2 players down incredibly low. And here's Sevenlicious in the back lines. Gets that first one, does his damage onto the second, finishes the job as well as she falls, and Pullocks on the site sprays them all down. So all that information was for naught. That opening kill rewards nothing. Sevenlicious pushes the issue, and they get funneled straight into the pincer.
Well, that has to be an eco, and this gives NIP another opportunity to close the gap further. Really nice work. I really like the push from Sevenlicious. Just completely locks it in and allows those rotations for NIP to come through. Gets a little bit dangerous. She falls, but she doesn't. It's a multi-kill, and now fast in towards middle. The setup is absolutely perfect, and the round ends as quick as it begins. There we go.
There we go. Good spray there from Pullocks as well. There's 2 kills and then 2 assists onto all 4 players charging through. Great setup from NIP. Punishes that mid-aggression. AWP now comes out for Astra as well. That's exciting. Sevenlicious can upgrade. Well, yeah, upgrade, I guess. I guess it's an upgrade. If 5 get all the AKs up, but they're a little light in utility. These lack of bomb plants is going to hurt them.
Oh, that smoke missed for Ram. Astra, that's not allowed. Oh, Sevenlicious.
Astra finishes the job on Taddy after she gets that ridiculous tag that she had no right doing. I like this utility from Elizabeth, but doesn't quite hit the mark, but it just seems to be ready for a player to be holding where Mini is. I can't... That's a crazy wallbang to open things up. Oh, that's a nice boost. Mini removed. Now it's back into the advantage for No Fear 5.
Look at the re-aggro from NIP. They've taken the space back. So they're going to get the information that No Fear 5 are not aggressing in towards B. And they could even flank here. They're going to. They're pushing behind. This is such a good play from NIP.
Got
Oh,
the
Fatal could
defense.
undo it all.
Oh yeah, this could be it. Fatal's gonna spot them as she walks out. Oh, nice transfer. 2 heads go her way. Now it is gonna be all over. Astra had rotated to A, but off the back of that double kill, Fatal's like, well, that's the B players. Let's go back there. She can take all this ground. Astra, she might not even be able to save this because Fatal is very close. He's hearing all of this. Oh, if that had been a kill, there might have been a way into it. But with the tag, she might not even get a chance to save. Good kill on the Fatal. That's tempting her. She's still kind of giving this a look in, which feels very risky, all things considered. But exit damage would be big. A 3rd kill. It'd be huge if she could find it. This is setting up a flashbang, though. Here it comes through. Support the swing, Astra. Still hanging out here, and there we go. She gets her 3rd kill. That's pretty big. She can't go for this.
She's thinking about it.
She's going for this.
No, don't go for it.
She was just trying to bait them in. But, you know, that 3rd kill is pretty good because, you know, rifles can't be dropped over in the same manner. So it keeps them honest, and the economy has been the name of the game here.
All right, another round back in, and that was perfect from Fatal. The fact that she's just fallen back in towards middle, not actually going to be used to lurk, just to come and join forces with her team. Well, she walks down the ladder at the perfect moment, and the spray transfer was amazing as well.
Beautiful stuff. Can they do it consecutively? Astra's got the AWP over towards B this time rather than A. Just giving that one a look in. She can now lock down that site, and she can be sort of the sole defender, which allows them to commit a few more bodies over towards A. 3 players here at the moment. And he's in charge of mid. Smoke going down for 7licious, so they do want to continue to push the issue here. They're playing very passive in mid and towards B, so they are leaving the space very wide open, so it suits NIP set up quite well.
This push, Jenkins finds the opener. Now she's been spotted out. And that allows 7licious to step in perfectly with a double. Supported by the flashbang of Pollux, it's just enough. 5 versus 2, and to be honest with you, this is so important and critical. If NIP keep 5 players alive here, Shu trying to do her best to prevent that from happening. 7licious could be removed. And Fatal's going to come in response as well.
They group up and they find 1 kill here. There's potentially a way into one of these sites. Make it work, but making their presence known. Good flashbang out allows Shu to swing. Can't commit to a kill though. Smoke coming down, and the Molotov's a little bit off, but it does force her out, and Fatal gets that kill. Now they are trying to find this way here, but look at these rotations. Everyone is making their way over. Astra is maybe considering that there might be a fake here. Minnie's found that kill. All is remaining on Shu. She does get 1 on the passing out, but with 3 players surviving, NIP will be happy with that round.
Yeah, not too bad. And again, another one of these rounds where No Fear 5 can't really invest in. Shu could get a deagle. That's about it. But we've seen the pistols do amazing things. So we can't ever rule No Fear 5 out of a round like this. But for NIP, it's a golden moment for them to hit double digits, close the gap that little bit further, bring it to within 2, and start them believing a little bit more. I feel like a comfortable win against the Pistols would really help out the confidence.
Getting that double digit. Feel good. This was a 10-5 half. And it looked like it was going to be good, but doesn't quite do as much damage. They're able to get forward in front of it. And 7licious deals with Shoes, trying to get forward off the flames. Another HE going through. Might connect. A low flash to push out towards ramp. They're just committing onto this, but Jenkins holding behind this smoke. They have so many players here. It's going to be absolutely difficult to make their way through. Even Asher with the AWP locking things down. 4 players actually over on this side of the map, because 7licious tucked in as well. Asher gets the opener onto Fatal. Good kill, and it's just a firing range for her. A second comes through. That's where 7licious can swing out. Asher on the elevated angle finishes the job.
There we go. All 5 alive. Much better for NIP impact. Here's something we haven't seen just yet on the T side for No Fear 5. Victoria on the AWP. So we get that sniper head-to-head between her and Astra. And I'm excited to see how it will play out, because that honestly could be the difference. We saw how impactful Victoria was being, just finding just kills for fun on the CT side. So potentially with her carving out some openings, there could be a lot of opportunity here for No Fear 5.
Astra's this time over towards the A ramp. Kind of peer around the smokes here, look for the opening, and that might be a good shot onto Taddy. Victoria now honed in on her position. A flashbang coming through from Jenkins is to force Victoria off the line. This is standoff for the ages, these two. Flashbang coming through. Pull-ups on the elevated angle. Gets one to Elizabeth and also under Fatal and brings Elizabeth down to half. While Victoria's been forced off from ramp. This is looking good for NIP early. Good repositioning as well.
They are walking back into A ramp though. So straight back into Astra's domain. Good flashbang though. It's going to force her back. Takes a shot. Even goes in for a re-peek. Victoria's removed. Astra, so brazen. But so confident in her ability. Nets her another kill. And suddenly this is all fallen apart for No Fear 5.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a map where you think about the AWPers being the stars of the show, but Astra is certainly the case here for NIP. She is putting on a masterclass with the AWP. She's on 21 kills at the moment. It's almost a kill round. She might even make it a kill round, depending how Elizabeth and Shu play this one out. But I think that's a saved AWP being taken across, and I assume the rifle will also be saved alongside it. So there's going to be 11 for NIP. This 10-5 half is quickly feeling like it was a world away. As NIP are going to close the distance, only one round between them.
Well, if you look at the ratio of rounds, NIP have now won 6, comparatively to No Fear 5's 2. So if you keep going in this manner, well, it'll be 16-14. And take a look at the picture-in-picture. Flawless, 12-11. Shield Maidens, they've closed the gap as well.
Yeah, it's the same scoreline for both these matchups. And it's the same kind of story where the CT side is starting to come into effect on both squads.
It's actually a really similar economy.
That's weird. Spooky. Anyway. Both NIP and Flames are sitting on a map up here. So both could potentially close it out and lock themselves a spot in at those land finals.
Investment has been purchased around the saved rifles for No Fear 5. It's Galils, it's Deagles. It's not ideal, but it is still something to work with. I'd like to see more presence in towards middle. We saw it a little bit in the previous, but Parks was just boosted up with the MP9. But I feel like there's a gap there. If No Fear 5 had a little bit of pace in towards mid, I can really see them catching off guard this defense, because that screams to me. I mean, we've got all the information, of course, but that looks like the place where they could definitely exploit.
That's another great nade, this time onto the CTs. They'll throw in response, doing a bit of chip damage, but they're creeping up through the smoke. They're going to try and catch Jekyll off guard, but she dodges the flash. She's sitting behind them. There's too many players. They overwhelm. They fall back immediately, not allowing the response to come through. 7lish is going to get mollied. She has a smoke she can deploy. She needs the teammates to come support her, and they are making their way over. 7lish's Sentry is a little bit off the mark. Doesn't matter, because the teammates are here to now support, and they want to come and fight, but another good kill from Victoria. She's invested a lot with this AWP. It's making it work. Actually, sorry, she dropped the AK over. Battling out without the armor. Now they've found these openers. Lux gets one back in response, and that's information gained. A ramp is still clear.
That allows Astra to rotate over. Is she going to get here in time? Shu removed. And now Astra can just keep on peeking. Flashbang comes out. Kill is found on the timing shot as well. Look at this boost. Pollux goes up and over the smoke. But they dismantle it. 3 versus 2. I like this from Tati, getting aggressive. Astra is somehow alive.
The AWP, the low HP, not quite as big a deal, but it doesn't matter because Pollux can just finish the job. What a round from NIP, the way they played that to perfection. After that initial contact, losing the player towards ramp, They reposition. It's a 3v5. Pullux pushes through, catches up the player on ramp, and then they know that it has to be towards B. But what a double kill from Astra from that heaven position. She gets that first kill as she runs into the side, but then that timing shot onto the player crossing through smoke. Chef's kiss.
Honestly, it's everything. If she doesn't hit the second shot, NIP, I'd be surprised if they even go for the retake. But it just allows that opportunity. These little timings, they're working out in NIP's favour. And now the scoreline's level, 12-12. Really is a tale with these defensive sides here on Vertigo. And now suddenly, No Fear 5 are trying to get a little bit more aggressive up towards the ramp. It's worked before. Can it work again? More utility being dropped in.
Fatal's brought the bomb over. Drop that one. Taddy accelerating, looking to find an entry. Jenkin is here, and that's the entry kill coming through. 7licious with an immediate trade, though. Minnie's rotated over. Astra's the only defender on the B side of the map, and Elizabeth's found another bomb. It's now been recovered, at the very least, and they're actually making their way back towards B. Fatal is staying here as the sole attacker over on the A side, trying to cause chaos, cause a distraction. She might just do it all here. The double up, that is everything. Fatal once again with a critical multi-kill.
Astra's caught between two minds. It's so a No Fear 5. She is going to rotate over towards A. Really good ground has already been taken by Fatal. And this position is very difficult for Astra to try and clear. Yeah, definitely not considering it. No Fear 5 off the back of Fatal's handiwork. Get another round on this T side. Plenty of money in the bank for NIP. But that's a very important round for No Fear 5 to win.
That's a stark difference to the round prior where it was NIP that were able to recover from the chaos. This time around, No Fear 5 comes out ahead, and it's all on that Fatal double kill. That's the second time we've seen her get one of these double kills on pushing players and then completely changing the round. So huge to find. Now, NIP, it's a little scary. Every round you can see it here, it's closer towards that 15. Astra in short with the AWP. She's holding quite passive. It's the rifles looking for this first contact. They're all a little bit more wary, knowing the importance of this round.
Yes, on both sides of the server as well. Flashing in deep. Not really peeking. Double nades up to the sandbags, but Victoria finds Astra. And that could be the key difference. Minnie's here at B, trying to lock this one in. She's found a lot of information here in the past. But that could all change.
Yeah, the thing is, these rifle players haven't gotten contact, and so they're still worried that it might just be a rotation because F5 have been happy to do this. Jenkin using the flames as a bit of cover, peeks out and gets Victoria, and she's flushed out, is somehow able to catch Minnie on the way out, and Elizabeth has dealt with Jenkin. This is still looking good for No Fear 5. They're starting to commit to the A bomb site. Everything now on 7licious. She's tucked herself in towards short. Flash is coming through to enable the peeks through. They are aware that she's here. Patty's going to clear it, and it is perfect. Puts it now all onto Pullux in a 1 versus 3. She is in the right place, has made her way over. She's just sitting in the smoke at the moment, trying to catch the timing. Bomb is being planted though. She could spam through. No, doesn't quite connect. And now she's revealed her position. The ding comes through and that distracts her. She swings around. And that's when Taddy activates.
What do you do here if you're an IP? You can get a couple. You get 3 rifles and push No Fear 5 back. But if you lose this, then you're really hemorrhaging the purse strings. But I feel like you might want to go for it. I think it makes sense to invest, and they will.
Yeah, with the way Astra's been playing with the AWP, she can get that out. That's huge. Bullocks is going to be a little bit lighter, as well 7licious. But Jenkin can get a rifle. So it's not the worst buy, but it is a critical one. Because if they lose this, they're conceding 15, which means they have to continue to force investment. They're pretty much committing to buying for every single round from here on out. No Fear 5, they're now in the best position they have been in all game since that 10-5 half.
If you're NIP, you do not fight this. You do not need to force the issue on ramp. Because that's why you've been losing your players. Just walking into No Fear 5 setups. Get a little bit over-eager. Just trust in your crossfire. Sit back a little bit further. And you will have the success. This time, though, Astra actually catches out Fatal. That's a really big kill to find. Because she's been the one with the multis. And now look at the HE damage.
It's a great start from NIP. Astra peeking through there, spotted Fatal, and the flames came through, and she was sort of considering not re-peeking it, but then thinks, you know, I can take this fight. I'll catch her off guard, and she does it. That even allows Pullux to continue to push, get herself an AK, and now she can fall back. It's looking great for NIP. Victoria's holding over towards the A ramp, while B is looking like the destination. And so this is actually where the gap is at the moment because of this triple setup for NIP. It puts a lot of pressure onto Mini as that defender.
Pullux could be hearing quick response. There are Molotovs to flush Mini out of this position, and she doesn't have a smoke. So that's where it gets a little bit dicey. There goes the incendiary, actually. But it bounces forward. She's not phased by it, but she's going to run through the other one. Okay.
I think she was blinded there, so she didn't know where the flames were going on.
Look
at the rotations. Oh my god, everyone has made their way over. They made a lot of noise though, so Astra is hearing everything. And the rotations, everyone's rotating again. Oh my lord, the bomber's making its way back because in the backlines, she was just made her way through all the way. NIP, you could have just left one single player there. And this round would have been yours. It still can be, but that bomb is going to go down just about with a second left. And the retake has to come through. That's going to be difficult. Victoria's found one. Pullux has to force the issue, pushing forward, and they have to fight them all. Victoria, though, with the AWP, is trying to reposition, trying to deny this, missing the no-scope. Playing around the generators. Astra, elevated, trying to lock her in. There's no kit. They have to go for this fight. Close combat, the no-scope for Astra. Revenge. Looking for more. Elizabeth tucked in. She's the only one remaining, and now it's all onto Astra. Getting close combat. Can't hit the scope. Elizabeth swings out wide. And No Fear 5 get up to map point.
I tell you what, I am in such disbelief right now with what just happened. 20 seconds left. Or even 25 seconds. No Fear 5 run A, then they run back to B. And look, it's the same score. And in fact, Flawless have just won against the Shield Maidens. So potentially both of these games are going to go 3 maps.
Yes, certainly. Everyone fighting tooth and nail these last 2 spots. Definitely a few more nails in the inventory of No Fear 5. With all the AKs, all the utility, the AWP for NIP. It's pistols once again. Astra, 25 kills to her name, wants to make some more. That HE is going to bring her down so low. The spam doesn't connect with the AK. The AWP can wallbang that one, but it's obviously a bit harder to connect. It's going to fall back. Push though has taken place in towards mid. 7licious and Pullux are walking all the way into T-spawn. They're going down the stairway. They could catch everyone off guard.
They could, but it's an MP9 and a Deagle. And the kills have just come in for No Fear 5. This looks like it's the beginning of the end. Unless Mini could just perform a masterclass here with the Deagle. I think we're going to overpass.
Certainly looks like it. Astra and Jenkins the only ones left. Make it just Jenkins. So that decided map, it is looming. Be a 1 versus 5. It is not going to be the case. Fatal dealing the fatal blow and taking the map pick of NIP. Both teams taking the opponent's map pick to force us to that 3rd deciding map of Overpass.
It was close. NIP, they tried their best, especially on that CT side. But No Fear 5, they just hit some incredible timings. There were some really nice mid-rounds in there. Fatal with the multi-kills. And yeah, we are headed to that decider map. It's going to be Overpass. It's going to be chaotic. One of these teams will make it through and be at the LAN finals. Will it be NIP or will it be No Fear 5? We're going to find out just after the break.
times that I share with you. Between all the good and bad, I know that we'll make it through. I am calmer every day. Your presence allows me to. 'Cause every time I fall, every time I fall, I pick myself again. I do everything I can. You and I meant to be. Sun is up, light is free. Every time I fall, every time I fall, I pick myself again. I do everything I can. You and I meant to be. Sun is up, light is free. The love in all where we travel to. In the planet lies all the truth we hide.
Stabby, stab, stab. We're in the knife round, and it's looking good. Ooh, missed knife. So it is going to be NIP winning it, and that's critical, Brandon, because we were discussing off the cameras just a little bit about these squads on Overpass and the fact that NIP's core of Mini, Astra, and Pollux have been playing together for the whole year. They were previously under the Godsent banner together, and they favored Overpass a lot. It was their go-to map pick, so it's certainly one that they feel confident playing. And we saw earlier, right, that flawless Shieldmaiden's game where the CT side, incredibly important to be starting off on.
Yeah, CT side of Overpass is notoriously very favored. In fact, at Pro League, it was the most CT-sided map in the entire pool. And you've got maps like Ancient and Nuke that are close to taking the crown, but Overpass currently reigns supreme. And if you've got NIP starting off, and I feel like this entire series have been very defensively minded. So the fact that NIP get an opportunity to start on this CT side, it's only going to favor them. But we are into the pistol. 4 players lean B. It's a classic. And for No Fear 5, they are up long. Are they going to go around the world, or are they going to continue their journey towards this A bomb site?
Rotations are coming back now. He should spot this in a moment. She's jump peeking from bank. Although, actually managed to post 1 player out long, which does suggest to me that A is the play. 3 players making their way through bathroom, but the defense here is strong. 3 players here, and B info, they're pushing through short, so they're going to find out soon that that's all empty. Everyone can be here to support. 5 taking their time, though, waiting to see if NIP are going to push and they can catch someone off guard.
Not the case. No flashbangs as well to get into the bomb site. It's going to be quite difficult. No Fear 5 starts to group up potentially. And then explode onto the bomb site. It all comes down to Fatal. What she decides to do. Here comes the Molotovs. It's deep in towards Truck. Astra potentially put on notice. But no, it's Jenkin. But here comes the contact. Fatal in. And well, No Fear 5 overwhelmed this bomb site. 3 versus 4 retake. Jenkin, good find. Shoot eliminated. And the follow-up, it's Pullux on towards Fatal. Now this is completely swapped. And it's in favor of the defense.
It's good post plant set up for No Fear 5 though, and there's no kit, no smoke, so they have to find these kills. Elizabeth has been spotted. She swings out looking for the head here of 7licious, and they're just trying to swing onto her. Swaps to the burst fire, finds the kill onto Pullux, and now that flank out from Long can come through. Taddy gets one, and Elizabeth finishes the job. Always so difficult on those retakes when you don't have the smoke and kit, particularly on those pistol rounds. And speaking of, No Fear 5 add another pistol round to their tally.
How many is that now in the series? Is that all of them?
I think that might be all of them. I haven't been tallying it down on my little
It was both on
pistol round
Vertigo.
notepad.
Let me fact check.
All right, you can fact check us, but either way, they're definitely coming out ahead in the pistols. That's something that's putting Nip on the back foot time and time again. They're not going to invest into this one. She's got a single flashbang on Pullux. She's sitting back. Again, I think this is looking like if they get contact towards B, then the flash will come through and they can try and punish, but No Fear 5 should be able to dodge this.
Trying to fact check. Yeah, every pistol has gone in No Fear 5's favor.
That's very impressive.
It just guarantees basically 2 or 3 rounds on each half. And well, speaking of guaranteeing rounds, Victoria has got the entirety of the A bomb site to herself. So that means the bomb is going to make its way over. Everyone can feel comfortable in the fact that that's unoccupied. But look at these rotations. Everyone for NIP is here. And there's a single flash. Pullux can pull it, and they're going to run through the smoke.
This is that they're going for B, but they've repositioned it now to go for the same play. Flash comes through, the swing comes out, playing anti-flash is Victoria, but it doesn't matter. The kill comes through. Now the rifles at long range can just make short work of them. Paddy in particular going ham alongside Fatal. So they take their time on that one. Play it pretty well, actually. In fact, you know, you often see against these sort of second rounds where you don't know if it's a force, you don't know if they go for a stack somewhere. You kind of just go for these info plays where you slowly push out one player on one side of the map just to find out what's going on. And even though that rotation all comes through, they're just ready for it. You can see the anti-flash was set up. Everyone else was playing passive. They weren't forcing the bomb plant. And in the end, they come out ahead without too much damage done.
Yeah, nicely done. But this is why NIP saved. To get the rifles out a round earlier. Really defensive smoke put down already by NIP. Feeling a bit of pressure out towards Monster. There are 3 players in towards short for No Fear 5. And Astra is on a bit of an information mission in towards Divider. Doesn't see anything just yet. And the boost, it has been spotted. Fatal's still staying up there.
Yeah, the FAMAT's not quite connecting at that range. Chip damage done to all these T players, but no one really suffering too much here. 7licious actually is the one that suffers. Spam coming through for a bit of damage onto her. 5 yet to find the ground here. That Molotov falls a little bit short, so Minnie can still stand around. And the smoke actually following up helps her out. This is all faked out utility. They're not committing off the back of it. Astra, though, she's pushed up on clearing. Steals his shoe. That's a big kill to find. Now it forces No Fear 5 to commit towards B. Look at the timing on this incendiary. Oh, it's a little bit off the mark, actually. Pullux hits it onto the pillar. Minnie's been spotted. There's no utility to do with it. Not a single piece left on No Fear 5. They have to go for the contact. Just walking out Victoria. She charges through with the Galil. Gets double. Is straight out by Jenkin, and the bomb is dropped in the open. Jenkin is still firing from the top. Elizabeth has dealt with 1, so now it is this 2 versus 2. And Jenkin's the only one here. The rotation from Astra is coming through. Coming through short. The bomb plant, it's actually being faked by Elizabeth. They don't have a lot of time to work with here. This could be a little bit scary. 10 seconds left. Astra's going to swing out, and Taddy is able to find her. So now it's all onto Jenkins, the only one remaining. Good kill onto the first. Knows that Elizabeth's on site as well. Looking for her. They're both low. Whoever finds the opening here is going to deal with it. And there it is. Jenkins with 5 HP and 4 kills in the round.
What a round from Jenkins. The fact that she repositions so quickly from heaven in towards CT. By the time Astra takes the contact out short, she's basically at bridge. That lets her get the jump on towards Tati. Then the follow-up. It's just sublime. Really nice hold on B. Saves NIP and gets them around on the board. But that economy is very frail. And that's only going to incentivize No Fear 5 to push the issue that little bit further. Astra has somehow been allowed to have an AWP. Jenkins throws that one over.
Yeah, that 4K that she got enabled her to have a little extra cash so that she could bring out the AWP for her teammate. And we saw the amount of impact Astra was able to have on Vertigo. So over past the map that really favors Orpus, particularly on this A site. We can see she'll be an absolute menace with that. And it'll be maybe a bit of a surprise to see it coming out just because of how close these rounds have, well, that round in particular has been. And that was the first time that NIP had rifles out. So you're probably not expecting an AWP.
I wasn't. So it'd be difficult if No Fear 5. In fact, it'd be amazing if they do expect it. Just looking at this setup from NIP, they've got good control in towards short. Astra's just patrolling party, but there's a massive gap here. The Sevenlicious needs to try and fill while she spotted it out. Found the information. Incendiary. It's not actually great. And now look at this. Shu completely locks out Jenkins' rotation.
Sevenlicious this whole time was tucked down there at Flowers. She's able to get one before she's traded out. The dink is good. They have to deal with Shu, and they've managed to actually avoid her. She's out towards long now, so her wrap is not going to do as much, but it is going to be a constant threat. All 3 CTs pushing their way through the same position. A great flashbang sets up for a kill onto Mini, but the trade comes through immediately. Astra needs to find a way into this. They have an incendiary, but no smoke. Clearing the close angle. Good flick from Astra. That bomb is planted for both these players, and they're going to start to swing out now. Victoria, first kill. Didn't come through. Both these players so low, but Astra, she's low as well, and all she has is the AWP. Elizabeth even going to try and hound her down at the end, and is successful.
Oh, they both die, though. So no AWP can be saved over. That's a saving grace. NIP now just have to partially invest. So No Fear 5 actually get a nice opportunity here to farm up some cash. Mac 10's come out. And Jay, you need to save this if you're NIP. But what a good start for No Fear 5. We're talking about how it's really difficult to get momentum on the T side. We talk about how CT-sided overpass is. The fact that No Fear 5 are already off to a flyer is very unsettling for NIP.
Good point. This round is going to be No Fear 5s every single day of the week. And now all these SMGs that were invested into this can start to farm up some cash. That UMP, seen that a few times lately. Mac 10s, or in fact they might actually not be the ones to do the damage because it's the AKs that are taking all the contact. So only 1 kill going the way of the SMG is not ideal, considering now they've got 3 SMGs into this round.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad. Because you got the SMGs, you could even go for something a little bit faster. And NIP, they've just reinvested in. So this could actually be the perfect moment to do something like that. However, I feel like you got the information there for NIP. Okay, well, there's SMGs in play. This could be something faster. There's a lot of mind games at work here on the server. Very, very interesting to see how this one pans out. Utility's a little bit lighter for NIP. Boost coming up. Sevenlicious catches off Tati. That's a great opener.
A huge boost. Now, this long setup is also really strong from NIP. There is a gap in towards short, but they're going to know that players are here, and that can be filled. They can hold back through bathrooms. You can see that's exactly what Jenkins is trying to do. Fatal takes the contact. She's trying to push up. Jenkins going to swing out. The jumping player is able to cause the fire to be drawn over, but Astra has doubled up. That second kill is criminal. You might even get the third here as well. Elizabeth's looking for the head. Does hit it. Gets away with a single point of health. So this one is looking like NIP's every day of the week. Unless Elizabeth can pull off best clutch of the series. Timing. Sevenlicious gonna be missing her. Uh-oh. Elizabeth walked all the way through. She's found her way potentially past Pullux here. Finds this kill. There it is. The bomb at the very least can be planted, but she should be dealt with by 7licious essentially immediately. I say that. She repositions. It looked like a good lineup, but 7licious is ready for it. A disaster is averted.
I think Pullux was knifed as well by a teammate on the way up to A. I could be wrong, but when I was looking at that fight between Elizabeth and Astra, Pullux just goes down to 39 health just for no reason.
Well, either way,
They
come out with round.
Yeah.
And that's all they really needed. They have not found too many yet. The fact that NoFear5 got the bomb plant even out of that has enabled quite a healthy buy for them. They've even got an AWP out for Victoria. So there's still a chance to reset the economy of both teams here. It's actually a pivotal round early on.
Look at Astra and Connector. She could be tested here. Thinks better of it. Just falls all the way back in towards toilets. Seen this default a few rounds for NoFear5. They take control early out towards fountains. Deep flashbang. Astra is here. And now has to try and defend against all of these players.
Lots to deal with. Tucked in, flash comes through. Astra fully blinded. Jenkins rotate over to try and support. Gets a good kill onto Victoria, and Fader was brought down low as well. So that's going to be Jenkins finishing the job. Taddy trying to get the trade, and she is able to do it, but she was also dinked in the process. So Jenkins does everything there to recover for NIP. Now puts it into a 3-on-3, but look at this position from Pullux. Oh, clearing it. Ready for it. And because of that player being there, she knows that the B bomb side is lightly defended. She's made her way all the way on towards Pillar. Minnie is rotated over, but another great kill from Shu. Doing everything now. Bomb has to make its way over, so there's still room for 7licious to make something happen here. They know exactly where she is.
Yeah, this one's done. Oh, shoot. Misses a little bit, but that allows Elizabeth to step in. Really nice round, and you can slowly start to see these individuals in NoFear5 just growing in confidence. Rising to the occasion. They can sense it now. Potentially could be doing the reverse sweep on NIP. 5 rounds to 2 on overpass. It looks pretty good already. Especially with this eco coming in. 6 with the potential for more. That's perfect if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. Half already, and yeah, exactly. They could run away with even more. Let's see a contact play out towards long being set up here. 7licious, again, they love going for these flash setups where they have 4 players just swing out off the back of one. Here comes the flash. They're going to start to push out. Patty is holding for this behind the slide, is able to use that for a bit of cover and to tap away at them. Good kills. Getting that final one. So now it is all on to 7licious, and she should be dealt with pretty easily. So NoFear5 are going to find their 6th. Doing it in a very dominant fashion.
I like this as well. They're just all grouping up. They're making sure that they don't leave anything to chance. Yeah, 7licious can't even recover a rifle because no players have fallen for NoFear5. So it is going to be this plant. It's going to be a 6th round on the board for NoFear5, and we were talking about the CT sides and how potent they've been. Well, this could be the complete difference. The fact that NoFear5 already started strong on this T side could be the difference between them going to Ceuta or not.
Yeah, it's very scary because I would say NIP almost have to win this half. I mean, there might be some, well, we don't really know the strength of NoFear5's CT side. I think that's the big question mark for me. Obviously, it is the favored side, and they looked pretty good on Vertigo on the defense, but we've seen them before on that map. Whereas Overpass, particular lineup of players, there might be some room for NIP, who are maybe a bit more proficient on the map, to exploit some weaknesses in the defense. And it is a map with very long rotations where even though it has sort of stayed in its current form for quite some time and people are quite familiar with it, if you're not used to playing as a team on it, it can get exploited on the defense.
Pause being taken. Discussions to be had. You can only assume that one is occurring in the NIP camp. I feel like you look at this lineup and you look towards Minnie as a player that needs to start performing because she had such an incredible Dust 2. Was a little bit absent in Vertigo and now yet to post a kill in 9 rounds of play.
That can be tough mentally to have such a good game and then just your follow-up is a bit flat. As you mentioned, Vertigo wasn't the strongest performance from her. So coming into this, knowing what's on the line, that's a lot of pressure. She's going to be the one with the FAMAS as well. It's not really the best rifle, but at least it's something. You have M4s across the board. Looking for a bit of early short control. Flashbangs coming through. Jenkins, ooh. Good nade spam going through. Nice stack. There's a bit of damage onto her. She's deployed her only piece of utility at the moment, so she's going to rely on her teammates in short to support her if need be.
Oh, here comes the contact. It's a split in connector. Jenkins really has to try and fight to survive. Takes one. And look at Astra just walks through the smoke. Victoria's doing her best, but NIP completely overwhelmed and shut down connector. It's all on to Shu. And while she's made it out of Monster, 3 players to find, and oh, the door just shuts in her face.
Tell you what, considering Jenkins' position there, the fact that she finds that opener is huge. Getting that first kill just really sets her up. She's trying to make something work here. They are a little bit, like, they're not in the perfect crossfire, but it just keeps putting the door in her face time and time again, and good damage both ways. She could even just get spammed through the wall here if she's not careful.
Just go shut the door again.
Well, it's got a big hole in it now, so it's less of a door and more of a window. How is she still alive here? Okay, she was eventually found. They're being very careful. They want to keep all 3 players alive because of that economy, as we mentioned. But yeah, that was a great response from NIP. Jenga takes the initial contact, finds the kill, which is already fantastic. But then they have players ready to push out through the smoke. We saw Astra pushing through that immediately to catch them off guard. And we saw Minnie swing in from the single door. And you mentioned Minnie had yet to put up a kill. 3 that round.
Perfect. Exactly what you want. Needs to be consistent, though. Back in with the buy and no fear 5. Good nade. In fact, a follow-up as well. Fatal brought down incredibly low early.
That's good. It's more like what we want to see from NIP. Good early damage. Oh, Shu. Good early kill. 7lish just boosted up and pre-aimed on. Jenka now trying to recover something. Good kill on the Fatal. Finishes the job of the grenades from earlier. Putting a smoke down to try and play around. Taddy's close here. The flashbang coming through. Oh, fully blinded. It's actually a team flash. Catches her off guard. The timing not great, but Astra somehow gets that kill on Victoria. I didn't even think she'd realize she'd finish that spray. She did do the job, and Minnie's found Shu as well. This is all starting to fall apart. The bomb out in the open. Taddy trying to recover it and get a kill in the process. Puts it now into the 2 versus 2. With Elizabeth making her way all the way up Banana, they're now going to accelerate towards the A bomb side. They've got a bit of utility on the back of Taddy. She can drop down the Molotov. She has a smoke she can throw over towards the dumpster. She can get this bomb down, and Minnie is a while away.
Lots of utility, though. Nades, incendiaries, flashbangs. Most importantly, needs to try and isolate these kills. Tatty doesn't need to move a muscle. Just tucking in behind Dice. Elizabeth takes the first contact, and the crossfire holds. In fact, Elizabeth finds both. No fear 5 with an immediate response. Completely cripples the economy of NIP Impact.
Yeah, that entire round came down to that final duel that Astra was taking out towards long. The fact that Taddy's able to win that one out, get the bomb back recovered, and then Elizabeth had already taken all that ground. If Taddy had gone down there, that bomb wouldn't have been able to be recovered. It would have been a 3 versus 1, and it would have fallen apart for No Fear 5. But instead, she wins that critical duel, sets them up in the 2v2. Defense wasn't there on the A site, so the post plant was just far too strong for No Fear 5. And 8 rounds is now looking like a likelihood. It's a stack from NIP over towards B. They've got the 3-player stack in graffiti. You know what's funny about graffiti, Brandon?
What's that?
It's called graffiti, right? And there's no graffiti there anymore. It hasn't been for, I don't know, 7 years or something. And there's graffiti everywhere on Overpass. But the one position called graffiti has no graffiti.
That is funny. I didn't actually consider that.
Yeah. 'Cause you can't get away from graffiti on this map. It's literally everywhere.
I think it's called. It's called ABC as well.
Well, that's because it used to. That's what the graffiti used to say. It used to say ABC in big letters, which is actually, I think, in towards T Sport now. They moved that.
All right. So NIP about to reveal themselves from no graffiti. Swinging on in with the USPs, but Shu is here. It's a cleanup. It's so easy for No Fear 5, especially with NIP just on the pistols. Nothing really too much that they can upgrade, and they've won out the half. 8-3. In a really dominant manner as well. Some of these rounds haven't felt that close. Astra's done really good work over towards long, but that's about it. And if No Fear 5 just avoid her and head towards B, that's where they've been having the success.
Just once again got out the AWP. And yeah, it's her and Jenkins over towards A that are doing so much work. Needs to be more than that. Once again, aggression in towards short, taking that control. The 5 are putting the presence back out towards A again. They want to continue to push the issue here. Jenkins in bathrooms. Got Astra boosted up on the flower boxes. Flashbang comes through. She's going to spot a player on the fadeaway. Good kill. Minnie's taking contact over towards B. Fatal is pushed up close. Jenkins definitely heard these footsteps, though. Flash coming out. No, Jenkins not going to be ready for this. Fatal was a bit closer than maybe she had expected. That was a chance for a lot of players to get caught off guard. Shu finding Pullux is everything. The bomb can make its way over, but there's going to be a second player here. This one's a bit weird. A bomb is still having second thoughts about where they're going to take it. Sevenlicious looking for the fight out towards long. Not going to spot a player. He's still here. Big kill onto Shu.
That's such a weird timing. Shu went to walk short. Minnie flanked Monster and then somehow ended up in water, but gets a little bit over eager for information. And now Sevenlicious is alone, 1 versus 3. And there's so much utility still for No Fear 5. 30 seconds. Sevenlicious has made it out. But can she survive? Descends in towards the water. In amongst the depths. Does find the bomb planter. Has spotted out both of these players. Knows where they are. But again, as mentioned, so much utility. Fatal and Tati going to combine over towards short. And there's no kit either.
How close though? They're going to line up for her. Is she going to spray them down? No, can't quite finish the job. They lined up. It was all set up for her to steal that one away. The 1 versus 3, but 5 HP. That's enough for Tati to stay alive and get that closing kill. What an attempt at the retake from Sevenlicious. That could have been everything, but unfortunately can't quite do it. And No Fear 5, 9 rounds now, a dominant T side.
That's so unfortunate. The fact that she actually lines them up as well. Oh my goodness me. That was so close. But look at Tati. She's having an incredible game. 16-4 with 4 assists. That's a lot of damage. Over 100 ADR. Elizabeth's also on 100 ADR. I'm just looking at the utility. It's actually just pretty sparse. So it's been pretty much just 1-for-1 contacts. I've also been enjoying just watching the minimap and looking at Shu and how much space she's been able to get lurking out towards Monster. It feels like every time she goes and pushes the issue, she either finds a kill or gets all of the space.
Yeah, we look at Tati and Elizabeth as sort of the frag leaders, but Shu is having a huge amount of impact for those reasons you mentioned. Double digits. This is going to be it.
Yeah.
NIV, like, Deagles, P250, 1 flashbang, bit of armor, like, they were having a lot of luck with these rounds on Dust too, but feels like those days are long behind us. Maybe 5 have all of the momentum with them.
It's not one of these flash plays as well. Look at Pullux. She's right at the back at long, and everyone else is just in toilets.
And OV5 have been really good at playing against these rounds as well. They don't run into these stacks. They take their time clearing. When the contact has come through, the most only 1 kill has gone the way of NIP. See if they can change their fortunes, because all 5 players are making their way through here. The Rumbu's going to come through for Victoria. She's going to make her way out. Taddy runs out beside her.
No way.
Oh, the timing. What is this? That is unbelievable.
That's heartbreaking.
Oh, they were in all of the perfect positions. Now they're in connector. While the bomb is going out long to an empty, open bomb site.
Another
C-Plus is
flash.
ready. Yeah, this is for short. Now they're going to hear this one, and, well, there's your info.
That is such an upsetting round to watch because of how close it could have been. This round could have been so much different. And well, it's still got potential to be. Sevenlicious and Mini have found some kills. That's upgraded to an AK. This one's not quite done. Fatal restricts one of the rifles. There is a player out towards long, so it could get a little bit interesting here, but the issue you have is no kits. Victoria finding Mini, and that's it. Double digits, a couple of kills come in the end. It gets you believing a little bit for NIP, but no fear. 5 look dominant here on the T side of Overpass.
Yeah, double digits. That's a huge scoreline. The conversation we had at the start was how strong CT sides tend to be on this map. And in the series, the CT sides have been the story. And now NIP only have 2 more shots on their CT side, and the most they can hope for is 5. This round's their best chance of getting them on the way there. They've got everything in their hands they need. Once again, the AWP is out for Astra. Everyone's got their rifles. That's a nice HE. Doesn't quite bring Shu down super low, but that's some good initial damage. Astra was rewarded with a kill on this position a couple of rounds prior. Now going to be jump boosting into her. Single scope. Oh, she's going to spot. Oh, what a flick!
Oh.
That's dastardly. That's a great response from Fatal as well. Astra getting over-eager on the repeat with the AWP removed is punished for it.
Now this control can be opened up as well. The bomb can start making its way forward in towards long. Look at Shu again. In towards short. Just keeping the rotations. I like this response from NIP. Being a little bit proactive. The bomb's actually over towards Party, actually holding for this. So the issue you have is, if that bomb falls, and it is on Elizabeth, NIP can steal away the round. There it is. There's that bomb dropped. 40 seconds left.
Spotted as well. Fatal gets a good response. Sevenlicious is still here. Mini's found Shu as well. They have to find their way into this. Mini's making her way up. It's only Taddy left. 25 seconds. She has to get past all 3 NIP players to save this round. And that's looking impossible. Sevenlicious a good timing on the swing. And NIP are able to get up to that 4th. Now it's from a disadvantaged position as well. With Astra going down and another kill being found. But they are able to recover it, keep 3 alive as well. So they can still get that 5th.
And that's just being proactive. That's just pushing in towards Divider. And as we mentioned, the bomb being dropped, that was honestly just everything, because it just further locks in the round for NIP. They could focus their efforts more over towards long. The fact that Shu's found out on the lurk, she's so often been lurking, so it's always a consideration. NIP, they could still potentially salvage 5. But again, we look at the T side of Overpass, it's dastardly. It's so difficult to try and navigate.
Nice word that, isn't it? Describes No Fear 5's game so far. They're looking for B. They haven't gone B in a while. They're putting a lot of pressure towards A, and they want to go contact, ready to phase this smoke. Taddy's sitting in at the flashbang into the nose, going to be pushing forward. They've got a flank in towards short as well to try and catch them off, and they just want to walk straight in. Sevenlicious just goes down. Mini with a good response. She pushes up and is caught off by Taddy, though. Another great kill from her. Fatal finds Jenkin on that flank as well. still Astra and Pullux. Astra's rotated over and Pullux is still here. Good swing out from Shu, deals with her. Astra gets that one in response and a follow-up. Puts it now into this 1v2. The flames! Oh, she goes down, but it doesn't matter. The bullets found Astra first. And No Fear 5 get their 11th round.
That was so close. That came down right to the last second. A one solitary tick the difference. Oh my goodness me. No Fear 5 survive 11 rounds. What a T-side. Yeah.
That's... And with how No Fear 5 has been going on these pistol rounds as well.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're an NIP fan, if you're on that server with an NIP banner next to your name, you are very worried about how this is going. I'd say the favorites coming into this by a small margin based on the recency of their matchups, but No Fear 5, they are really coming to play here on Overpass.
Damn. Yeah, that's such a good point. If No Fear 5 just keep up the track record, they get 6 for 6 pistols, especially this one, it just feels done. The game already feels very difficult, I'll be honest. And you take a look at that picture-in-picture, that one's close. 9-8. Shield Maidens with the slight edge. And what? Oh, the deagle!
Oh, okay. It's like every time we cut to this game, some sick play happens. Oh my god, these deagles are doing everything. Flawless. Oh my lord.
No way.
Right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, well, that's a scoreline that NIP wish they had at the moment.
Yes.
Slightly more recoverable.
Did bring it back from 10-5 to make it look a little bit more even, but that was on the CT side of Vertigo. Completely different ball game.
All right, well, this pistol, we talked about it. It's all important NIP. This one feels like a must-win for them. They've got utility on that T side, a couple of smokes. Also have flashes. What can they do with it?
Let's see. Looks like quick B to me. Oh, it is. This is a heaven smoke.
All players on the CTs here.
Oh,
they're going to walk straight in. The flashbang comes through, but it's a second too late. Shu's able to get that kill. Smoke being dropped as well to slow things down. They're trying to force the issue, push into the side, but there's just so many CTs defending. Somehow they've won out a couple of these duels, but it's now all onto Astra and Taddy. Well, it's going to be another No Fear 5 pistol.
6 for 6. And the game is just escaping NIP.
That one hurts. That one hurts. MP5 coming out for Taddy Brandon. That's how this game's playing out. We're seeing an MP5.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There are a few players that do whip it out. Silencer can be useful. I guess particularly if you're over on B.
I love
where
this.
She is.
Go B again. Let's go. 5 short. But looks at the flash. She's always got the flash. There it goes.
The flash. Oh, comes through. Elizabeth with her MP9. Guess what? There's the MP5 snapping to 2 heads. Tatty. Tell you what a game she's having. Top of the leaderboard, 21 for 7, 3.0 KD.
Damn.
Making the MP5 look damn good.
Look at the buy. No Fear 5. 4 SMGs.
Critical.
Going up against 5 AKs.
Yep. That's where NIP have a good... They have all the advantages into this round. Yeah. 5 AKs, this is theirs to win, and it's needed. If they lose this, it's all over. There's no coming back. I'd love to paint the picture of a 14-4 comeback, but I wouldn't see it because they can't even invest off the back of this if they lose. Most important game of the map of the round of the series for them. Sevenlicious gets that opener, fatal trades immediately. She might even be in the back lines before they know it.
That's so much control.
That smoke she's dropped. Drops it behind her to feign that she's fallen back, and now she's pushed forward. Astra is the only one here trying to close it out, and this is such a tough quarter to clear. Astra's walking into it, but it's half-hearted look. Fatal gets that kill. She's looking for more. Minnie is able to at least get the response. Still a 3 versus 3. Pollux is in a good position to catch off Victoria. Just needs to hold this angle, and there it is. Good kill to find.
Oh, look at Elizabeth. Not quite going to go through the smoke. But look at this No Fear 5 push. Both of them are in towards short. And NIP are going to slip the net, head towards connector, lines them up. No, KSU finds another kill. Good damage on towards Jenkin. That's the information. Now the rotates. It's a foot race to A.
Oh, Jenkin almost goes down there as well. You can see she wanted to go for that fight. Brought low. Looks has to be the one that takes the fight here. She's the one with all the health points. She is able to convert it onto Elizabeth. So now it's just Shu left. She's low. Has some sentry to work with. That's good. Right into the position of Jenkin. Oh, it's actually gone a bit too deep. It is going to tickle her down, and it is going to remove her. Pullux is the only one remaining. There's a chance for Shu to clutch this one out, but Pullux is able to swing a triple kill in the round. Keeps NIP in the game.
That's just a bonus. No Fear 5 can reinvest back in. It's going to be the full rifle play. And the fact it gets that close with just SMGs is worrying. NIP, yes, they can invest back in, but again, it's a similar situation to the previous. 13-5.
For No Fear 5, I mean, they're gonna even if they couldn't invest, I mean, they're gonna keep forcing the issue. We're seeing them force so much in this series, so even in the next round, if they lose this, they're gonna keep buying. It's not gonna be an easy path for NIP back into this. There's not gonna be many free rounds. It's a long slog to Spain. This boost coming through is punishing as well. Good smoke at least. It's going to make it difficult. Gun barrel spotted. Oh, nice lineup. But can't convert the second, but good damage done. Victoria brought down to half. Now everyone from No Fear 5 is over this side of the map. Fatal's going to start to rotate back, but NOP have found the gap.
Yeah, this is quick. Oh, the spray. Fatal lucky to be alive. Follow-up grenade. Doesn't really do any damage. But I like this. The MAC-10's getting close towards Bank. Victoria about to swing. Astra gets removed immediately. The flashbang actually potentially could be favouring, but Jenkins got unchecked. 2 big kills. 2 versus 2. But Tati's found another. Flashbang on Mini. Fatal's now removed. There is a kit on the bomb. And Tati's running, making so much noise. Mini's repositioned, and NIP survive again.
It's another one of these rounds that just comes down to the wire. That could have gone either way. NIP, it felt like they were in a good position getting that bomb down with the post plant. They had a smoke up. They had everyone in great positions. But No Fear 5 looking incredibly deadly on that retake. Finding all of those kills. Jenkin getting the double kill is huge. Tati almost pushes them over the line. Good hold from Mini to catch her out on that swing. And now this is that one free round they're going to get. Probably the one of very few. They need it. Still going to be 6 rounds of difference if they do get this one across. And at the very least, they're going the right direction. The stack is towards B and they're going long A. So they're not even going to be heard on this push. Some breathing room for NIP. It's only going to be brief.
Cheeky little surf angle. Yeah, I like this. All the utility being dropped in. Flashbangs raining over as well, just to support. I feel like Pollux is the designated flash player for NIP.
Yeah. So you've always got the one util master on the team that just like knows every single flashbang, smoke, Molotov. Pollux is that one. For this squad. Ooh. And they keep it perfect. Just about. A little scary at the end, but the pistols don't do any damage. So that was exactly the round NIP needed.
Can Victoria... Is Victoria going to go glass cannon? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's done it so much this series already. No surprises.
That still could be a difference. The fact that it's uncontested, there's still a couple of Galils in play for NIP. And Fatal's now really stepping up. 17 kills for her. Highest performer is Jenkin on 14. What's good for NIP is the fact that suddenly Sevenlicious, Mini, Pollux, they are all starting to like claw back the numbers. It is becoming a lot more consistent. And that's only going to help them going forward.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment when Mini was 0 for 7. right? Now she's on 12-15. So she's definitely having a resurgence when it matters most, and that's huge. That's what NIP need. They need these individuals stepping up. Now it's another test. As you mentioned, Victoria with the AWP, she's going to be keeping an eye on. Going to be doubling up alongside Shu, the other power player for the squad. In fact, Victoria's going in towards Connector. Not going to spot anyone who's going to fall back. She doesn't want. She has to keep mobile because she does not want to be sitting somewhere where she can't escape from without armor.
Triple grenades over towards short. Doesn't find a thing for NIP, but it's still more information. Astra now smokes off the doorway into Connector and reclaims the space. Spam for Fatal, not quite going to connect. Does a little bit of damage. But no kills so far. NIP taking this so slowly, so diligently, trying to create all of this space. Use it to their advantage. But you look at the positions that they've got. Especially with 7licious being so far advanced towards B. It wouldn't surprise me if they head back this way to execute.
Yeah, this ground they've taken with Astra being able to hold this as well. At the moment, they're just trying to force pressure over to A, keep them interested, but Taddy's pushing for information. Could be caught on the timing here, checking the angle. No, Jenkin hasn't pushed forward. Elizabeth swung out for a kill, and now Jenkin runs through. Oh my god! What is that flick? Finds that kill. 7licious just trying to deal with Fatal. This is the way on. Fatal was brought down low. 7licious is aggressing. She's charging through. Good kill. She was made away over, and another great kill. Jenkin drops. It's a 2 versus 2 now. The bomb still has to make its way through. Choose has to rotate. All of the meanwhile, Minnie have been putting so much pressure over there. Oh my god, 7licious had to hit that tap, and she does it. And now it is that AWP. No armor behind it. Oh, I thought she might go for the bang. Oh my god, Victoria. What is that shot? There's an opportunity now. No armor, no kit, no utility. Drops down. 7licious hears it. She's going to swing out, catches the timing, and once again, it's a single player surviving for NIP.
If Victoria shoots 1 second earlier, she wins the whole round. That's the margins.
Oh.
And now No Fear 5, it's the decision to be made, and I feel like they can't invest back in again. It's going to be 13-9.
Maybe this is the T-sided map here in this qualifier. Maybe that's just the story. Can't look too much into the details. We don't have much map history on Overpass between these teams. You're right. This is going to be... Ooh, okay, nice shot. Couldn't get a second. She got a second there. There's a chance. 1 and done. Now, Taddy is being heard. She can be dealt with. There's 2 players ready to find her. They'll be ready for the player out towards long. Nice spray from Minnie to get that kill. They're doing damage. Another kill would be huge. It's looking very unlikely because Elizabeth's the only one left. Polix gets her with the Mac 10. And IP get that 9th round.
Full buy again. Victoria back on the AWP. Astra's got one of her own. Pollock's still on the Mac 10. She hasn't died.
Well, you may as well keep using it. Try and catch people off guard with the speed of it as you jump around corners and the like. Good for baiting shots out, especially against like AWPs. And look at the setup from No Fear 5. This is a full gun round, and they have committed 4 players towards the A side of the map.
This is huge.
NIP are going to walk straight into it. Minnie's pushing up. Jenkins behind her. The bomb is dropped at the very least. They're going to start to clear. Taking their time at the very least. And they have to be careful here. Question is, do the players... Do they push B? That's what they need to do. Ooh,
they'll have
Laban.
to now.
Yes, they're going to start to make their way out, and that's going to be the opener. Taddy, though, can still unravel everything and to spot the first. Astra can't trade with the AWP, and she even drops the smoke. Bob's going to make its way over, but everyone from No Fear 5 is rotating.
Look at Tati. She just keeps going. Jenkins now removed. This is such a good round. The rotations, oh, they've been perfect. Player in towards heaven. Shu spots out both. And No Fear 5 will get 14. Plenty of money for NIP to reinvest back in. But what a play and what a decision to get so aggressive on A and then proactively rotate as soon as the contact has been found out long.
Yeah, and that's just maybe a bit of an issue of NIPs there because they didn't have any presence over towards A early on, and they allowed that to come through. There's no world where No Fear 5 should be able to set up 4 players the way they did if you're playing this as a default, where you have players over here. Exactly what Mini's doing, right? You see this every single round on the T side. Usually, that round they didn't, and that's the round No Fear 5 go for the aggression, and they are rewarded the critical round.
Just 2 rounds away, potentially. Out long at NIP. Creeping. Crawling into toilets, taking the space. 7licious doing her best with this lurk smoke. Gets Tatty's attention. And it's a missed incendiary, but keep your eyes on Shu because she's now pushing alongside Victoria at long. 7licious strikes.
That's a big kill to find. They don't have to commit to this. A minute left. Victoria's going to re-smoke Monster as well, just to give a bit more support towards Tatty, who, to be honest, hasn't needed a lot of support because she has been putting up some incredible holds. She's actually pushing through, trying to follow in the footsteps of her teammate. Catch off 7licious, who's also on alert. Tatty is catching these timings time and time again. Oh, look at this angle from Fatal. That is absolutely unbelievable.
I haven't even seen that before. That's mental.
Wow, what a setup. And now it's hard for NIP. They're caught in the net. They go back down connector. They're walking straight into Tatty. Can't go back through T-spawn, so 25 seconds left. They have to commit.
And Shu's still out long. Here comes the flash. His first contact found. Mini. That's an incredibly good kill, but Fatal. Oh, she's going to go uncleared. Holds the spray, spots the shadow, gets free. Not quite the 4th. But in steps Tatty from connector. What a hold from Fatal. 4 kills in the round, and now No Fear 5 are on the edge of making it through the qualifier.
Yeah, that was that great kill that she got initially out from heaven. Rotates back over, does all of the work, gets No Fear 5 up to map series and qualification point. NIP, they're not working with much going into this, and they have to invest into every single round from here on out. It's 2 Tech 9s, it's 2 Galils, and a Soul AK-47. What can they do with it? And moving out towards A as a unit, all 5 making their way here. She was the only one actually on this side of the map. They can find her. There is a way into this. And out towards bathrooms, flashbang could be her undoing. Pullix actually just going for the drive peek. Oh, gonna get caught out in transition as she's jumping up for the elevated angle. That's a rifle that can be recovered as well. And it sends No Fear 5 scrambling. But look at Tatty already pushing into T-spawn.
That's huge. The fact that she's there is everything. Because look, these rotations are going to come up, but that's absolutely fine. Utility's being primed. NIP, they're going to commit to this. Look at Fatal's position. This is everything in toilets right now. Cleared it out, and now she can just focus her attention on it. Victoria can step in as well. And now all the trades are coming up. 2 versus 2. Elizabeth and Tatty. And Tatty, as we've mentioned, is on this really long flank. Mini in towards truck. Jenkins stuck on default. They need to push the issue and find a kill.
So much utility to work with for Tatty as well. She's going to catch Jenkins with her back turn. All now onto Mini. This incendiary is going to flush her out. And this is looking done and dusted. The flames almost do the job. And Tatty's bullets are going to finish it off. No Fear 5 take the series and qualify for the Girl Gamer Festival.
What a performance from No Fear 5. Just really well deserved, right? To recover, reverse sweep the series, look incredibly dominant on Vertigo, swap over to Overpass, have an 11-4 half. They thoroughly deserve to make it through.
Yeah, just fantastic showing from them. This is a squad that's been performing really well as of late. We've seen them. They recently qualified for the ESL Impact Finals, and now they've qualified for the Girl Gamer Festival Finals. So they are in a really hot form at the moment. And Tatty, I have to mention her name because she's only very recently started playing with this team, and she's put on such performance. We saw it here, particularly on Overpass. She was the big difference maker here for No Fear 5.
She was, and also fatal. The fact that she had so many multi-kills towards the end of the game, especially when No Fear 5 needed it because NIP, they were gaining momentum. They were really trying to bring it back in, but it just wasn't enough. And No Fear 5 are the third qualified team through to the Girl Gamer LAN finals in Ceuta.
Well, as you say that, we do just get on the line. The latest update, the Flame Shield Maidens qualified. They took down Flawless. So that's going to be our 4 teams. Na'Vi Javelins, Enigma Galaxy, the Flame Shield Maidens, and No Fear 5. We'll all be playing it out on LAN.
Yeah, what an incredible showing from all teams throughout the qualifiers. It's been incredible to watch cover, and it's exciting to see how the LAN finals will develop in the middle of November. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your evenings. Take care, and we'll see you real soon.